What up, what up? It's your boy Woody, and guys, Frenzy's over, but there has been talks about this new event that's coming out. Actually, it has already came out, I should say. And I do have, I posted the video of it the other day. It's called Hopeless Battlefield. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Hold on one second. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you, and we're going to slowly talk through it. So people can understand exactly what's going on.
Getting into hopeless battlefield.
Hold on. And give me one second. So if you can see right here, it's kind of set up, and I'll blow the screen up. Hold on one second. God dang.
God dang.
We'll blow the screen up so you guys can all see it. So it's kind of like a, you want to say like a hexagon, not a hexagon, but like a triangle or rectangular thing, but with the cone. And you're able to pick, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, up to 3 people to join. So like this was Lee God, Q, and they picked, Lee God and Q picked as a team, and then they were able to be intermixed with other people not inside their nation or alliance. So random people throughout the entire game. So there's no way to actually, cheat. You get to pick 3, and then you're matched up. So imagine you playing with like Ronaldo on your same team. Now, there is no chat for it, so you can't chat to the other person. But during your team, once you get and understand it, then yeah, basically, I mean, it seems kind of fun. From what I understand, there is no healing allowed. So when you die, you go back to your base. You just reset your fleet. It heals automatically. So I mean, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And the speeds, from what I understand, to get from like one spot to the other, it's only like 550s. I think that right there was only 3 from League Guide. 350s. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, Octagon King PR says. What do you guys
It's
think
like
about it?
it's like 19 seconds.
Yeah, 19 seconds. Like you do the math. 3 fucking 50s? That's insane. That's insane. So I think it's like what 15-minute battles, and then you sit out 15 minutes, and 3 other people from your alliance or so on and so forth goes, and then next 15 minutes you join. I think I'm gonna have is Lee Guide in here possibly, or actually Hokage. I thought you're in here, right?
It wasn't timed, Woody. It was a points thing. So when they got to 50K, the round was over.
Oh, so whoever gets the 50K or the time limit right here counts down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so as soon as Lead God would get to 50K, it would end and the next round would start.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
I think this is good. I think this is good because the lower lower city players, I mean, how many speeds do you think in this whole, what was it, 6 rounds per day of 8 rounds per season, I think it is. I don't think people went through many speeds. I mean, of course, Camel's got to make their money, off some speeds, but I think it was very affordable, even for like free to play
Yeah.
players or very low spending players.
Each battle is like 5 minutes
Yeah.
or so, but then you can participate in like many battles
Can you imagine only going
during
through,
that time frame.
right? So between the whole 6 rounds that you're into that time frame, how many speeds do you think you went through? Maybe like 100 total.
I went around 50.
50 speeds. Wow.
Yeah, but
And,
I didn't go speed all the way because we had 255 today, so I was
right.
trying to save.
Oh yeah. I mean that
Me
does make,
trying to save is spending 50 speeds.
right. Right. No, I mean that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. And
Because
they're
the thing is, here, since you don't have to heal your troops, you get sent back to your base and
yeah.
then you can go immediately. It's always go, go, go. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but I made like 3 battles or so, and I went through 50 speeds. If I had done all the battles that I could in that time frame, it would be a lot more than 50 speeds.
Right. Okay. And I did notice Q. Q is just zooming around. I noticed that. So obviously, it's to me it looks like a combination between Polar and Elite War, um, but much cheaper than both. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any way, honestly, other than like who you can pick with those 3 people. I don't think there's any way to that you can actually cheat, set it up to where it's like, oh, we're just gonna overpower you. You know what I mean? Um, I think the matchmaking
No,
is going to be
because
good.
it's like 15 people on each side, and you can just choose 2. You plus another 2 in your team. The rest is automatically matched.
It's
You don't
random,
choose.
and you don't even know who your enemy is, do you?
No.
Oh,
You
that
don't even know who the rest of your teammates are, because there are like 15 or 20 of us on each side.
right,
You can just choose your team, which is like 3 people max. The rest of the 17 or so are automatically matched. So
I,
you have no control over who ends up in your team, who ends up as your enemy.
right. I like that. I like that. I think didn't we ask for events like this like a year ago, and now it's finally coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
did.
we asked for it. So you know what that tells me. So don't mind a train going by it, loud ass thing. Um, so this what that tells me is whenever we ask for something and once it dings on Camel, the developers of how they do it, it'll take about a year for it to be developed and put into the game. That's because we did that exact same thing about something else in the past, and it took about a year for them to actually put it into the game. The bubble poppers with the Iron Blood. That was like a year talking about that, and it finally got put in the game. So I mean, that's quite interesting.
I
That
think the I think the best benefit of this event specifically, and if they do more things like this, might be interesting. Um, is that it drives participation. Like it's not like wasteland or so where you trap them in their base and then you just wait for 45 minutes. It's like boring as hell. This
yeah,
one is not. This one is not. Like everyone that accepts the match is there to play. So they're going to play. And you too. So it's certain you're gonna have fun.
yeah,
And
I
you're gonna
agree.
have participation 100% of the time. Because if people don't want to participate, they don't accept the matches to begin with.
Well, and I also feel like the whale. I know what people are thinking. What if the whales just join other whales, and and all of a sudden it's just matched up wrong, anyways. And I feel like people have to understand, like whales don't want to, like in events like this or Elite War, we don't want to fight no 34s. We want to fight other 41s in this, especially that this is cheap, cheap enough to do so. I think that's you'll see other whales trying to fight other whales in little events like this, not trying to go after 37s and 6s and stuff like that. Like, especially when you don't
And I
gotta
don't
heal the troops.
like I couldn't see, and it was way too fast to be able to check. But I don't think I was matched with a lot of 41s, for example, and I'm at C38. So
So it's probably
I
taking
th- I,
the
th-
average
I think they
battle off.
have those. Yeah, I think they take a little bit the battle power into consideration.
Yeah, they probably do. They probably do. If you weren't matched up against them, like I'm looking at the score here, 40,000 to 3,500. But then you got Lee God and Q at on the same exact team, and so I mean, those are 2 maxed out cities. I think what people also need to understand that when you got those maxed out cities, I mean, unless you have another maxed out city, I mean, it's going to be very hard to compete against them. Even if even as a 41, I mean, maxed out means maxed out, kind of deal. But how many people are allowed in there? It looks like
But
there's 9, right?
as LG said, the day. He in one of the matches he got matched with Ronaldo.
Oh, so
So
was Ronaldo on his team or was Ronaldo on the enemy?
no, apparently, for what I understood, on the enemy side.
So I mean that's kind of
Cause,
that's kind of fair right there then,
yeah.
because Ronaldo is the Loch
But
Nation
it
fucking
was the
mega
round.
whale,
It was the round before this one.
right?
So
And it
that
looks
tells me that probably they are doing some type of battle power matching
yeah. I
at
mean
some point.
that would make sense. That would make sense. If you got those fucking mega whales in there, you know, and then they throw some little ones in there, yeah, they're gonna probably do it with the opposite side too. That would make sense. So that tells me that the matchmaking engine is actually working other than Wasteland because Wasteland I don't know what the hell they need to just yank that. It was a good idea if you were able to play with other nations in your own in your own side and like for say three nations or three alliances on your team that you can actually chat and play with like how this is, and then same on the other side. I think that would be better and a better matchups. But the way that worked out, it was complete garbage. You know what I mean? Complete.
Yes, some of these events that we have, if you look at them for what they are actually not bad events. Um, I'm putting aside the automatic playing things like the arena thing and stuff like that.
Right.
But the rest of the events, they're not that bad. Um, yeah, you might want to modify a thing or two here and there, but I think the concept is not bad. The execution leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, the matchmaking.
Yes, the execution.
Yeah.
Like
That's
the matchmaking, some of the details, like you not being able to attack a base and just having to wait there for 45 minutes when no one is playing.
yeah, yeah, definitely that.
Like small details like that.
I feel if they had the matchmaking good, I mean, because the speeds and the heals are, they're on a low end. Definitely not anything such as um, polar invasion. So I feel that if they did that, then with the matchmaking, it could respark Wasteland, or I mean, maybe they just ruined it so much to the point where even if they did respark or better matchmaking, it'd just be garbage anyways. I mean, who likes it? I don't like the fact that we can just lock them in, and once they're there, they're there. And like whenever that happens, I just usually just log off. Like if they can't get past you, they just log off is what I think. But I also feel that some people are actually playing Wasteland the wrong way as well. Um, and I'll explain what I mean. So those parachutes, people are treating Wasteland as if it was like Elite War, and you can't do that. So those parachutes, let's say you're locked in, and you got a parachute. Why are you trying to beat the wall? Why don't you jump over the wall and try to steal towers like that? That's the way you're supposed to do it. So the other people where the wall is are engaging there, having obviously it's an item event, but treating Wasteland as like Elite War, that's not the way it's supposed to be played at all. But people do. But this
Yeah,
new event, I like. From what I was watching League I playing, I
I
like it.
think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching you, the LG play, and I was playing on my own. Because
Well,
as LG said, you might end up in situations like he did, where he was fighting other players from 425.
so they have the whole whale thing, right? Wait, hold on. This is supposed to be automatic breath, but I think the wording's wrong. So I think this will be one phantom whale in battle. I think that it should have been one giant dragon and then the giant dragon. So I think the wording is a typo right here. So basically, that tells me it's the same thing as Wasteland with that whale that you see flying around. Um,
Mhm.
it's a typo. It's a fucking typo. But and then you got that EMP strike. Let's see. Damage is equal to the number times 3. This is the same as that ice thing in Polar. The ice thing. And
Yeah.
okay. So they're bringing two different items in. Okay, and then obviously the bottom one is the fleet expansion. And I noticed. Hold on, let me get more towards the end. I noticed Legod's troops. If we go back, they're at like look 583, and you're only allowed. You're supposed to only be allowed to bring 400,000. But with that troop expansion, of course, if your expansion is regular buffs, he's able to go to 583. That's insane. That's insane. I think that's
But the
pretty.
best part, no heals.
No
No heals.
heals, no heals, no heals. That is the best part. No heals, and the lack of the speeds too. Like you don't really got to put too many speeds into it. How many times have you gone through Polar?
But
Let me ask you, on an average Polar, how many speeds you going through Polar or Early War?
Depends on the polar, but minimum 100K gold.
100 speeds, 100K gold. Depending on I get it. Depending on the enemy, I get that. So like, whenever I had to do it, if I have 500 speeds, I'll probably go through all 500 speeds.
Does
Yep.
anybody know lag during the event? Because this fucking frenzy had a lot of lag, a lot of just not
Oh, terrible lag. Terrible
not,
lag.
not just a frenzy. The EW was the same. It was the entire game.
Guys, I'm
What
telling
about that new event? Was there lag in the new event?
Yes,
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. Thank you.
So, like I've
What-
always said this before, and I've said this for years. Whenever Camo puts something into the game, new, uh, expect lag to happen for at least first 20 minutes of like Void or slash Frenzy. Expect it, or Elite War. It's gonna happen every single time they put something new in here. It happens, and so like if something new happens and Void's coming, you better wait before you drop that bubble because. I don't know. I don't know if you remember back in the days when I'm talking about back when I was in the 300 nations, and I think Big Bird can probably actually defend me on this. There was some cities that it was so laggy that their bubbles dropped. Like they'd go to attack and they couldn't get back on for 5 minutes. They'd log on and they'd be zeroed out, or 10 minutes. They'd just be zeroed out. And there was nothing that Camo was able to do about it. Like they're just like, oh, we don't know what to tell you, and that, or like the glitch where the bug. I shouldn't say the bug that was there, where the bubble just dropped out of nowhere, or you can go through people's bubbles. Oh man, that was insane back in the days. Like imagine having a bubble up and just watching people go into your bubble, burning you. It was crazy. Yeah, even Bird saying right there in the chat can confirm my zero players who got locked out and felt kind of shitty about it. But it's true. It's true. It happens. That's why I always say if you have something like that event that just happened, so it's live for certain nations, but don't be fooled, guys. It's still in your game. Even if you don't have it, it's there. The code is there. It's just not live for your nation. So when they do that kind of stuff, it's the lag is coming from everything. Not to mention, the boat right here, or this new stuff over here. I mean, everything. There's been a lot of new stuff that came out this past week, so take in consideration when that shit happens. Be careful if you're against a major nation, especially Void. Be careful unbubbling right away. You know what I mean? Like, I would wait it out. That's my opinion. Wait it out that 20 minutes, and once the lag's gone, then do it. Anyone here had that ever happen to them? People going through bubbles or
Not the I never had the bubble bubble problem like that, but we have had bubbles just all of a sudden pop out of nowhere.
Yeah. You put a 1 day on, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, why is the bubble down when it says right there in the thing that it's there? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh, to-
my phone was blowing up in the middle of the night. That everyone's telling me my shield's down. I'm all, I put a 1 day shield. Why is it down? And then like I think maybe a month later they put in that log.
Yeah.
You can yeah. They didn't have that before. I emailed them and told them, hey, why'd my shield go down? I lost my troops. They're like, oh, we don't know what to tell you.
I mean, it's true. It's happened. It's happened to me before. I'm not gonna lie. It's happened to me before. We got Salted Cracker in the YouTube chat says he got his ass whooped by Lee God in that new event. So 425 Lee God and Q was actually fighting the same exact people in his own alliance.
yes.
So that's pretty cool
And
to
the
know.
same nation.
Same nation, yeah. Same nation.
As I said, the matches are like you can't control them. You can control the team that you get, but apart from that,
But only
apart
the
from
time.
from those two people, the rest of your team, Emil decides.
Yeah, so you can only control 3 people.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, once those 3 people are, if that's like, okay, I'm ready, and they match you with the other 3 people on a team, so on and so forth. Because there are 9 people allowed per, I think it was. So that'd be
No, there were more than 10 people on each side.
really
Like
so.
15 to 20 on each side.
So what is it? You pick your 3, and then they just get freaking spread out
Oh,
like.
no. You pick your 2 because you count as well. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
you
Yeah,
plus 2.
yeah. Obviously, yeah. So you pick your 2.
So
Gotcha.
it's a maximum of 3. So the rest of them, Emil picks for you. Other teams, other individual players, because you can join either as a team or as an individual player.
I think I would rather want the
Because
whole
I just,
team thing.
since I just participated in the last round,
Yeah.
I couldn't set up a team. It wouldn't allow me.
Really?
So yes.
So you were
So
you,
the
so you were the guy. Don't take offense to this. You were the guy that people are playing basketball, making teams, and you were the last guy got picked. So they just threw you wherever, right?
no, to be honest, I didn't even, because the round that LG played and that you saw was the third one.
Right.
So I didn't participate either on the first or the second round. So by that point, teams were already made. I couldn't make a new one.
Gotcha.
Not in the middle of the event. I guess if I had started as at the same time as everybody else, maybe.
Maybe, right.
Yep.
So, did anyone get zeroed out in Frenzy today? I guess I'll start off with our nation. There's this big guy. I got a report. Where is the freaking guy? Normal. This guy right here. No, this guy right here. He walked into close to 600 million, and well, look how many troops he has now.
Oof.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
with that being said, it was not a single hit. It was like 10 hits before we started winning. But we took him down to like 350, and then he healed. He fucking healed. Oh my god. Stats for him is 24, 23, right around there. Increase damage to melee 116. Reduce damage taken from long range 125. Mid range 131. So I mean, he wasn't exactly he wasn't a little fish. He was a whale. He was whaling, but not like mega, you know. Not like
So he won Frenzy Tyrant, I'm assuming?
Oh, fuck yeah, he did. Yeah, he won Frenzy Tyrant. Definitely won Frenzy Tyrant. Definitely won Frenzy Tyrant. I think I can show you some you can see the losses. So it took one. Let me see. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 losses, and then he was done. It was over at that point. 10 losses before that was done. And I think that we had there was 10 in that one. A couple of them down here. Let me see, 49-18, and then 50-3. I mean, the guy
What's your
had
stats?
what's that?
What's your stats compared to the guy? Oh, but he had help as well in some of those.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at 28 and 25 with the attack, but increased damage to melee is 172. People look at it like, oh, well, your stats, your melee HP, and your mid range attack is what matters. Which no, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. It matters a little bit, but that increased damage to melee, like 172%. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's huge. But with that guy, I mean, look at that, 32 million fucking troops. Like, we'll go ahead and replay this. I mean, and we're coming in. We're coming in at pretty decent fast. It's just that guy. I mean, that's a lot of troops. That's a lot of troops. Now, I will say one thing. So when we were in the process of trying to, just zero them out and take those losses, we figured out that if you take your bigs without the little guys, you do more killing than you do with the little guys. I know that doesn't make sense, but we figured it out that it did. So if we had like the 40s and the 41s hit the guy and left like the 39s and below out of it until we can get the troops, we were killing more with just the big people until we got lower. Like for instance,
You got averaged out.
yeah, yeah. Okay, his queen's on her way up here, but yeah, the average it was much higher, and then of course once we were able to start killing them, we're like, hey, all right, guys, let's all just do this and all join.
No, yeah, I think you know what I was just about to say. Like, we all know about the averaging and whatnot, but at the same time, if it's not, I do understand that there's some situations where you do want to focus in. I mean, for me personally, and my team can argue with me, and we can hash it out. But I'm always going to be like, well, I don't want people to, if they want to show up, I don't want people to sit out. So
Right.
I do understand. I do understand that, but at some point, we all know that, and we all see that, but especially whales who want to complain about the game being dead. Well, you guys are the whales are the small majority. So by doing shit like that, you are gonna make it dead.
Well, yeah, but we had everyone online waiting, so it wasn't just we just had the big people hit them, and everyone else was not online. Like they're waiting, like we were trying to save their heels, kind of deal. Like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Planet, this is completely fake. Guys, don't believe this. This is completely fucking fake. Like I'm sure the numbers are not even matching up right now. This is
His math not mathing.
Actually,
He's like, I killed
no.
23 million. Oh my
No,
god.
they are. They are matching.
No. Are they?
Yes.
No freaking
That's just
way.
it's just because he made a match.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably
exactly. Everybody just
Yes.
he put it
calm
in.
the fuck
Obviously.
down.
He put
But
it in.
still.
He put it in chat GPT and said switch these two numbers.
Can you ever trust anything Planet posts? Come on.
Nope.
Oh, Planet. That's funny. What about this one? All right, so 772 versus 910. You got 47 versus 12. Look at that. Killed 1.2, but 910 killed 9 million. Oh my god.
So that was my city. They tried my city twice. This report was the first one. My teammates came in late, so my Titans fell fast, but I did pretty good.
Oh yeah, I gotta look at that other next report.
And then that one, ooh, yes, that's me as well. And then the next one is iStar. They tried him a couple times too. They did not fight us in the towers at all. They did talk some shit after Mento did his recruitment that we were scared, but we obviously came to their nation, took their tower, tried to
Well,
fight. A
it,
lot of their 40 dropped their shields. We zeroed them, and then they tried our big cities, and that was about it.
well, in reality, truth be told, Mental said like 2 weeks ago, that come this frenzy that he's going ham. He just switched over from long range to mid range. That he was. It didn't matter what nation he was going against. He was going to freaking recruit those troops because he went from long range to mid range, and so that means he has nothing but long range troops, and he needs to get mid range troops. So, and he said he was going to go ham. I mean, it's no surprise. He went live before you guys even knew who he was gonna fight, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna recruit a lot." It's not even to gain to win. It's to fucking recruit and get troops. Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
I seen the posts about it. Which, come on now. Yeah, I 772. I have friends there, but I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think you guys would have won it even if it was dead even. I'm just being real, and the only reason I say that is because the amount of whales that 910 and the activity they have in there, um, they're put it this way, they're hitting 255 in polar and beating them. No offense, 255,
Yep.
but I mean, people's seen it. It's out there now. But they're hitting 255 in polar and beating them. They're coming. They're coming. They're there. So they're just a force to fucking reckon with. They really are. They really are.
Yeah. Well, we still like KE, even though we're overpowered, but it will be a long time before we face somebody that will actually give us a run for our money. If it's more merges need to happen or one of the top nations we end up seeing in the head of state.
It might happen. It might happen. Romaine says to get troops. Yeah. So Mento had recruit because when he switched over, he had no mid range troops. So you got to recruit to get troops.
And he honestly, I don't remember exactly how much he got. Like he did recruit a billion, but Havocs are crazy to recruit. Everyone knows it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and they're expensive. So
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know exactly how much Havocs he
six.
ended up recruiting.
So let's
Said he was
6 billion
going to recruit to the
for.
point that he would feel comfortable. And the way he feels comfortable is around 850 million
Yeah,
Yeah.
850 million
BP.
BP. That's where he feels
So
comfortable.
that's what he was going to do. He told everyone that that's what he was going to do, regardless of whatever nation he was facing.
Right.
Because
Well,
he's putting the account together as he likes it. So
yeah,
Well,
he went from 322 to about 515
well,
million.
I think we have to understand that Mental is going to do whatever Mental wants to do. Mental does mental things. Like he doesn't feel safe until he's at least 750 million BP. In reality, I mean, it took 10 hits for that other guy, and he was at like 600 million BP. Like you got to understand that people will take those fucking losses to zero you out. They'll take those losses. They don't care. Like if you're gonna sit, he sat literally sat up here, like right freaking here, unbubbled, like literally right there, unbubbled, and went to bed. I was taking a nap and freaking Justin Tip calls me. Wake up! We got a monster. We gotta get him. All right, all right. So I mean, it did take a couple hits. The only problem that you see is like for saying those slow frenzy or voids where you're just looking at bubbles. The only problem you can see is the people that's earned the top spot, second spot, third spot, on the rankings for frenzy. When you take those huge hits like that, you're automatically giving that person the number one spot. So I mean, but it's frenzy. So now we know at 600 it would take about like 10 hits to freaking zero them out. And we learned that it's better to get your whales to hit them to lower the BP because of the stat average. We learned that. I'm pretty sure they knew it already, but I learned it. Like, that was pretty cool to see that we were able to knock it down and get more kills with just the whales. And then once we got down to a certain point, everyone joined. It was over at that point. Can you imagine having 600 million BP and then waking up and being zeroed out? Can you imagine that? Like, go ahead, heal.
If I'm fighting 5, 6, 7, absolutely, I can imagine that. So someone didn't do their homework, or he didn't care because it was frenzy, right?
He didn't care. He didn't care. So with that frenzy, it put him in for head of state. Number one, like this for the season. So yeah, him right there. So he moved right to number one. So he definitely got the thing. And Mental's in third. Mick got second in that phase. Yeah, I don't even know what this guy. Yeah, that's not him. Or it is him. It is him. He hasn't logged in yet. He hasn't logged in yet. 15 million left. Can you imagine what it used to be? A lot bigger. I'll tell you that right now. A lot bigger.
Used to be another zero in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Oh man. If I was him, and knowing that he got the season number one, I would be happy it was Frenzy and not Void. Oh my god, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's the kind of stuff that can definitely make people quit at that point. I wonder if he has that new thing. He does. He does.
But he
Was he
doesn't have that
distracted
tower thing.
He's got
Oh,
it.
he does.
So have you guys
Was he distracted by Discord?
No. No. Have you guys noticed that they have reopened the map larger now?
Yeah, I saw that.
You notice the submarine underneath the water? Or whatever the hell that is? Yeah, so they opened the map much, much deeper, much larger. So one thing I did notice is over here in this far left corner, if you look, you see a little box square. You see?
Yeah.
I wonder in the future if that's going to be something else that comes into this. Yeah, people are
Yeah,
using.
but what? We already have Titans. We have a plane. We have a dog. A dragon.
Well, I mean, they've ran
a
out
baby
of
dragon.
they've run out of room that they're putting stuff in water now. I mean, there's most likely gonna be another fucking island, and this is probably just the blueprint of it, or like the skeleton portion of it.
Will they rotate the mascots? And next spring you're gonna have Maya the Bee.
Maya the Bee.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
No, they're gonna have Buzz Lightyear and Woody in there. Watch.
Oh, they are a Chinese company. They can't put Winnie the Pooh in there.
No.
Oh yeah, they can't, can it? Or any kind of Walt Disney stuff in there. Dang.
It's not because it's Walt Disney. It's because it's
Go ahead and say
making fun of their president.
Yeah, exactly.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Xi Jinping is the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my god. I just thought he was always like, yeah, something like that. I don't know. That sounded bad. I'm sorry. That was bad. I'm sorry. All right, what does Elite War look like? Was there any good Elite Wars today or no?
We had 255.
How'd that go?
We lasted more than 5 minutes.
Did you? So
Yes.
so
We lost. We lost.
So is this part of
So
the punishment? Holy fucking firecrackers outside! That scared the shit out of me. Sorry. Did you guys hear that pop? That bang?
No,
nope.
Really? Really? Yeah,
no.
jeez. So do you guys feel that it's like kind of like punishment going on right now? Or no? Or is this too soon?
I'm not sure.
All right. You,
I think I know some people feel that way.
I don't. I don't know if I would feel that way. And the reason I say that is because this, 255. They're going to have to do someone. You know, I just thought that because of league gods always talk very highly of 255, that it probably wouldn't have been them.
Yeah, but two 2 weeks
Jesus
in
Christ.
2 times in a row with just a week in between. Like every 2 weeks, we're getting 255.
Oh, that's definitely punishment. That's yeah, yeah. And watch five,
So
six, seven's gonna get it now. Yeah, that definitely sounds like it. Jeez, that sucks. That sucks. But I am. Jesus Christ,
that's
we.
why LG was a little bit pissed off because Baby Oracle said they weren't going to come for 425. They weren't trying to farm 425, but every 2 weeks there's a challenge
I think we gotta get.
coming from them.
I think we
So,
gotta get 255 up here to defend. If
so something is going on.
I don't know, maybe Mike will come up here. I know he. I gave him permission to come up here. I don't know if he wants to talk about it. If you want to come up here, come on up here, Michael. Or where's
Tony
Bayu?
G
Where's Tony G?
up next to Planet on the other side. Yeah, you
Okay,
just passed it.
yeah, I see him. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Honestly, like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. When I heard that, I thought it was more lean towards 910 because of the whole polar wind. That's what I thought. I didn't know it was might have been leaning towards 425. I was like, whoa, what?
I don't have any tea, guys.
Hey, what's up,
It was
Tony?
only twice, though. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've faced you 2 times in 1 month. 2 weeks apart. There's not another challenge out there.
No. So who you guys going after next then? Like, is it going to be 621?
Any volunteers?
Well, I mean, not us. We
It's
did.
hard to find it's hard to there's not a lot that I think Roger was saying, you got to find people in the right truce time.
Well, I've always said
And
I've
you don't
always
always have the same truce time. So
I've always said this, and I know some of these upcoming nations are going to be pissed at what I'm about to say, but I always said that, like, the people that are pushing up, trying to get up to the top, like I see 799, 877, and I like those nations. Don't get me wrong. The tops, I like I tell them before, like they might reach out and give you guys a little bit of tap just to let you know that hey, this is what's coming. When you get up to the top. Not saying to farm them. No one wants to be farmed, especially when they're pushing, but I can definitely see, stuff like that happening. But I'm seeing these numbers like Wild Baby Gang and 113, they are dropping significantly fast. There's a nip at 30 dropping really fast. But 219's holding on, man. Like, what? They are holding on in the fifth. I gotta give them some credit. Like, they are holding on.
I was going to say, I think if anybody wants to complain, it's probably 219.
Yeah,
Everybody's challenging them.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like if you compare it to as this like 255 or 621 being the end boss of a game, you know what I mean? Like they're like the one step to see where you're at, and then like above there would be like end game kind of stuff. But I mean, I think the 219 still enjoys it. So I mean, they've sat in fifth for a while right now, and as much as people do, play with them, they're holding their spot. So I mean, I can't say anything bad about them at all. They're holding it. They're holding
I mean,
on.
219 could be holding on because if they are getting challenged by everybody, let's say they're losing, but they're also challenging, they're not losing as many points as they could if they're just taking losses every week, being challenged.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They would
So, I
have
mean,
to. They would have to.
yeah, I mean, that could be a way that they're still holding their fifth spot for now.
Yeah. They would have to be challenging to hold that, unless the point gap was just that big. Because if you look where we're at in fourth, it's 3,000 points almost. So I mean
Yeah.
that is a grind to get there. So you go from 40,000 to 43. I mean that right there is like good 6-7 elite wars to jump that to get there. So I mean that could have
I
been
can
it too.
I can try and find the screenshot, but I think when we took first from them, it was roughly 43,000. So I mean, we've gone up a bunch, they've gone down a bunch since then.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard for them. I get it. Like unless you got all those players max spending and try to hold it, which I don't know if they will or not. But I mean, I respect them. They held one for freaking 3 years straight, probably longer. Probably longer, yeah. So, anyone other than 425 got to play the new event that we know that's in here? No, no.
No,
Yeah.
but you should ask about the 1039-989 KE.
Well, let's hear about it. I mean, you brought it up. Let's hear about it.
Kata?
Hey,
Hey,
what's up, guys? Sorry.
so what happened?
Uh,
What happened?
oh, dude, huge battles today. I mean, I can't even tell you how many heals we all used. Um, I mean, they're the biggest fucking pussy nation on the planet.
Oh,
1039 should be fucking ashamed of themselves. A double merge nation, fucking using underhanded tactics, fucking hiding in the corners with our Rebel Alliance, feeding points. Apparently they had some old farms back before we merged with 989 because they had fought them a few times that they resurrected and used to get a farm alliance that was not in the top 5 into the top 5 right before Frenzy kicked off.
What nation was it?
1039. The guy who's on the guy who's also on Griswaldo, I guess. Yeah, you can look him up.
He's up here. He's laughing. I see him laughing over there.
I mean, we sat in their tower. We trained them. They never fought us. Look at the point total. Yeah, I mean, sad, but whatever. I mean, they have plenty of 41s. They have plenty of depth. They're two top players. I don't think they really played much other than recruit.
So
Yeah, look them up and then look them up. Look us up, and you can see.
Grizz, is this true? I mean,
Partially true, but not true. We took advantage of a rebel situation they had going on or whatever. And as far as I knew, the game plan was to fight after the truce. When I wake up and the truce is over, we're being told, hold off until R4, R5 makes a decision on the future plans, So we sat back and relaxed. There were certain criteria we had to meet before we could attack the R1 alliance. And a lot of the times it wasn't really being met. And or we were kind of talked down by others to kind of just let things play out and see what happened. So we didn't want to do the recruit game, but we also went pretty hard against 1017, so we did have to recruit. Plus, our rebels give up a lot of points, so we have to be prepared for that.
so let me ask you a question. So your rebels, why haven't you guys zeroed them out yet?
We do regularly, but they still spend to reheal all that other stuff. So
yeah, we know because your rebels actually reached out to us to give us points. They literally wanted $100 to give up points.
Oh
We
man,
weren't willing to do that.
that is so
That is
gay.
the fucking worst.
It is. It's the gayest thing ever for rebel alliances. I mean, I have all these screenshots, messages, messaging me, messaging Roma, saying, "Hey, for $100, I'll let you zero me out." And by the way, Griswaldo, some of them were actually had cities in your main alliance. People reaching out to us saying, for $100, we could zero them. We didn't take advantage of that. We didn't play that way.
You need to call those motherfuckers out. But second of all, I mean, I've seen this for so long in the game. It is one of the worst things. And the thing I always thought it was funny is in my nations that the people would reach out to me to make these deals with, and I would just literally let them paint the scene and just like let them talk and say all this stuff and all these demands, screenshot it and be like, "Nah, motherfucker, I'm probably gonna troll your fucking nation for the rest of your life
So
now because you are a sad, flaccid
Yeah, I
piece
mean,
of shit."
last time we played 989, they kind of hoed out. There was certain situations that they kind of agreed to, but didn't meet the terms of over recruiting, stuff like that. Only allowing their C41s to play. And I guess that was before the merger or whatever. So, but when the
Nah,
opportunity
hey, dude,
arose,
that's not. Hey, Griswold, that's not true. Because before we got there, they had no C41s. When 961 merged with 989, their highest level city was a C38. So you're confused on that.
so what?
okay,
My
either way it
question
goes.
my question is this: why don't they offer that during Void? Why is it only friendly?
Because it's no loss, dude. It was a no loss event,
Well, if
and
they're
we're
gonna
literally
be,
sitting there.
if
And
they're
by the
gonna
way, we
be,
told them it's a no loss event. Make it an S1 like in Polar. Let's all let a battle decide the winner. It was only 200 million points that separated us at the end. So let's just have one big battle. At least we can say a
Thing
battle
is,
won it.
we
But
don't
no,
respect that nation. We did the same thing with 1070. We respect that nation. We fought it out, even though we had a 1.5 billion league going into KE. We respected them. We battled it out. We ended up losing. We don't really care about that. We didn't respect y'all. We don't respect y'all. So it doesn't really matter. We don't have to come out and play if we don't have to. And we did it because we don't like it. Y'all talked a bunch of shit anyways. So why
who?
are we gonna just sit there and feed you from
exactly,
the end
because you
of it?
guys don't play. You guys don't play. You
So,
sat
Hey,
there,
dude,
watched
you
us the
guys are
whole
worse
time, and
than
did nothing.
50% in
So of
KE.
course
We've
not.
lost
all
two
right,
KE in head state. You're gonna
because
say we don't play. You don't make it that far without playing, brother.
Oh wait,
You guys are less
hey,
than
hey, keep
50%.
going. Hey, no, keep going though.
well, let's. So who ended up winning?
We did.
Oh,
They won by. I put up there. They won by I think 200 or 300 million points. Literally, 5.3 million to like 5 million. It was the lowest scoring frenzy I've seen in my life.
like I know when I ask the question, why don't they do it during Void? I know what the answer is because it's a no lose. I get it, but I mean, I think they'd make more money if it was Void than it was Frenzy.
I
um,
think every KE you should lose troops. Period.
oh, dude, you're supposed to. I mean, you're
Yeah,
supposed
every
to.
time.
When I was playing
I
in
mean, I'm just a
736,
measly C37, and I lost 10 million in the last void last week. We had to
when
recruit that
Yeah,
this week.
yeah,
when I
I know, but we're not talking about Void. We're talking about Frenzy.
That's what I'm saying.
So
But
what was your,
frenzy should be the
okay,
exact same way. You
okay,
should be
hold
losing
on.
troops.
Hey, what was your guys' tactics? So when you played them, what was your tactics against them?
The plan
Like,
was to fight. But when we realized that their little fifth or
Jesus
whatever was
Christ,
sitting in our
Jesus
towers,
Christ,
we
don't
just wrote it
fucking.
out.
all
I
right,
know, but
hold.
don't fucking be oblivious. Like, I get that
Not being
fight, but
oblivious. I'm
was
telling you
there a
exactly what that was the
strategy?
game plan. We were
Was
planning to
Oh
fight.
man,
We were going to
this.
do
Oh
tower
my
attacks. We were going to
god.
do all that when the truce drops. When
Okay.
I got
Okay.
back on, the decision was not to do so. Let it ride out to see how the point system works.
So let me ask you: are you guys close in Elite War, like for say, like ranking wise?
I think we're in like the upper 60s right now. So I'm not really sure where they are.
I think we're like 30.
No, not in
Oh,
30.
28. We're 28. 28.
Man.
Elite really isn't our biggest focus, although since our merger, it is becoming a bit of a focus. But KE's always been it for us.
But I mean, if you're here's the thing: if you're saying that KE or Frenzy, the kill event is your biggest focus, then killing like that is kind of
I mean,
it's it.
we're not sitting here saying that like this is like the best win there. Like it wasn't a hoe move on our part. It was definitely kind of a bitch move, but we don't respect them, so we don't want it. If we didn't need to fight them for the win, then we weren't going to.
So
If
that
it was
Dude,
any other
it's not
nation, we would
about,
have fought it
yeah.
out.
It's not about respecting. That's about respecting the game and the community. You played like hoes, just like you said. So leave
so
it
So
there.
if we take one season off in 2 years and we want to do a quote unquote hoe move, so what?
well
I
the
think we've earned the right. We're 90% in all KEs
well
of head state. We earned that right. If we want to take it off and do a hoe move against the nation that did
well
a hoe move,
Hold on,
we
I
would
hold
do
on.
that.
I will
You're
say
90%. You're 90% in an event that's like dead. Congrats.
one thing. Being that this is on live, um, everyone that plays you now knows your move.
Yeah,
So
that's one thing we're not gonna do. Like we didn't even plan it; it just worked out that way. So We
Dang.
take advantage of the
And
situation, so it is what it is.
as for 989, I'd be finding out what those people are. I'd be setting up something with your entire nation and keeping them dead. They should live in a bubble and be marked red to kill at any time if possible. Like that would yeah,
100%.
that's I know it's hard
Because it's
to.
gonna happen again.
Yeah, man.
It's inevitable. Now that everybody's seen this live, y'all gonna have to deal with that every KE.
No, you're gonna have to deal with that every kid because everybody knows who you are, man.
Except for we have majority of our shit on lockdown.
Man.
You can't get into the top 5 alliance in our nation.
Yeah, I can. $17,000. Your president has his account for
You
sale.
get-
Oh my god.
that shit's been for sale for over 8 months. It's
I'll
an
buy it tomorrow.
astronomical price that'll never be met.
So wait, hold on. Let me check out what the 17,000 was
Yeah,
that?
go look at it.
Hey, can you show who the fuck they are? Because I don't even know these people.
Yeah, I will.
Nobody does.
1039. I mean, I know who they are. So I'm assuming that we're talking about Kobe.
No, thick boy.
Kobe's on. I
Thick
don't know
boy?
what Kobe's doing. Kobe's doing Kobe things.
Thick. He wants 7. Hold on. Let me evaluate this. 21. Where is his antiques? Thick boy 393. So okay. Titans. All right. Warplane. He's struggling in. Okay, so it's not worth 17. It's probably worth 10, depending on a nation. So if this is like a really big nation, he might be worth like 10. Not no 17.
It's not for sale.
Didn't you just say it was for
Literally
fucking?
just a joke.
Oh,
I
So,
didn't. He did. It's not for sale.
Oh, hold on, Woody. How many
Unless
nations?
somebody's offering 17.
What?
I'm asking you. How many nations that you've been impressed with? Like I have some, like 1111.
Well, and that's
1098,
and that
1070.
and those are the kind of nations that I'm talking about that where it can be
I know,
worth
but
what it is.
what are some? I know, but what are your top 10 newer nations, thousands and below that you're impressed with? Go.
So I'm impressed with 1070. I'm impressed with 1111. I'm impressed with fuck, what nation was that? There's a 1200 nation that I'm impressed with that no one knows about, but I just happen to I forget the name or forget what nation is, but like there's not too many thousands and
Is it
up. That's
1215?
actually
Is it 1215?
1038. I'm probably kind of 1038. Although they don't got any mega whales there, they're freaking pulling wins left and right. So
And
I
they
mean,
held out on 1038 last time too. That was another
Yeah,
reason
so
why we
no,
weren't.
yeah, 1038. But you guys also have to remember, like you guys, we all talk about fucking whales and all
I
these guys that
I
spend
look at
money and
I look at organization and I
yeah.
look at strategically planning. Yes, we do look at the whales all the time, but when you got like for instance, if you got a nation that's kind of like when you got trolls selling wins, that's not a nation anyone that wants to buy a city is going to go to. Like
For sure.
that's something like if it's happening, you try your hardest to make sure no one knows about it and you take care of business. But now everyone knows about it. So, but this 1039. I mean, I know who Kobe is. I know who I'm looking. I know who Kobe is, and that's it. And that if I was Kobe, I'd be freaking pissed. Like, but that's just me.
Kobe didn't even play.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, when he comes online, I'm sure he listens to my stuff and he hears it. He's gonna be pissed. But most cities now, what it's worth for say, I'm saying that might be worth 10 because where it's at, he might only get like 6 for it, or else it's just gonna sit there. And just remember, if you don't keep up with it, all this new shit that comes out, every time you don't continue to keep up with it, the value goes down and down and down and down and down. Look at for instance, Hellfish that was in 736. It was worth a lot of money, but then he just stopped. Now it's worth like $20. It's horrible. Yeah, I get it. And the older the nation gets, also the value goes down, unfortunately. But if you're an older nation, say like the 400s or 500s, 600s, and your nation is, or 910, for instance, you got to, your nation's very successful on almost every event, mega spenders. Oh yeah, that city's worth a lot, because they're there. Like everything that we've all talked about to better a nation and a alliance, they've got it done path and they've done the work. So to walk into a nation that the work's already done is worth a lot. Hold on. I'm reading the YouTube chat. Woody, it appears that Elite War Challenge has dropped a lot and got challenged from 26, and we are 65. Okay, so I think that's what you guys were. Yeah, so I don't know if that makes sense. So I mean,
No, we definitely know we need to get our rebels in check, which we're slowly doing. We're trying to get rid of farms. We have a lot of people wanting to hold on to farms for whatever fucking reason, which makes no sense to half of us. But
yeah,
yeah, as long as we have farms, we're gonna have rebels because the rebels have shit to hit, and it's enjoyable for them.
still, it's to me. You gotta think about it like this: is if you have rebels, I get that we want to keep the game going. I get it, but when you got players such as that is literally waiting to give points away, that you got to get them out of there as fast as possible, because that's just
Well,
that's
but
gay.
honestly, like first of all, every nation, every good nation, you need to look at those rebels as a blessing, because those motherfuckers, for a majority of your team,
Wait. A blessing? What are you talking about? A blessing?
yes, because for
They
us,
just
hold on,
they just
Todd.
gave their elite. They just gave their frenzy away. How is that a
Okay,
blessing?
well then maybe we could teach them something.
Man,
We have a rebel fucking alliance. Our fucking team hits them. Like I swear to God, I log in every like say I logged in every hour, every 30 minutes. My team is hitting them every fucking day. They just log in just to hit our rebels. Those rebels give our team a purpose. So I'm grateful for them because we always have somebody to hit. Uh,
oh
so
man.
maybe your nation needs to just think of it like our team is always hitting people.
So what I'm hearing is all the rebels in the game go to 785. Is what you're saying?
No, I think
I
it
would
was
pay
five.
$100
I
for my
think
rebels
no,
to go to
no.
75.
I think no. I think it was $150 each to go to 5, 6, 7.
I mean, that's fine. We'll just kill them. Like,
Exactly.
but
We ain't fucking
you're
scared.
talking. You're saying that you want them there, and that's
No,
no.
I'm just saying, don't look at them as a bad thing. No, you're not. You're trying to fucking twist my words. Don't do that.
No, you said it.
I'm saying
You literally just said that you are happy that they're in your nation. That's what I'm saying. That you said that,
no.
and I'm
Well,
like,
I'm
what?
saying that those rebels give our team purpose.
So what I'm
Hey,
hearing, what she's saying, people log in to do something as opposed to how many nations have players. Yeah, they're part of the team. They show up for 50% of the events. You don't hear from most. Her alliance, she's saying people show up to hit them. The
Okay.
other thing that I would say is kind of a benefit, but not really, is it does improve people's bubble game. If you have a reasonably strong rebel who doesn't give a shit about his troops and will hit anybody who's open to kill troops, it makes people's bubble game stronger.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel.
our bubble game's pretty solid.
I mean, the bubble game. Yeah, I get that. I get that part. I do.
thank you, Max. Thank you, Max. But what I'm saying is that you have to understand too. This game, one of the most most important parts of the game. Yes, us big players and people that spend that focus on certain things. There is a giant community of the most important part of the game is the free to play players, mid players, and just that activity that you have in your team. And to me, all rebels create great activity for our players because they log in. The first thing they want to do is fucking hit all the farms and all the shit fucking players. Like that is their side event all day, every day.
So let me
And
ask
that
you. Let me ask you for say frenzy and you know the whole towers portion of it, and you got a rebel, and they decide to just send one zombie to all the towers, and they prevent you from gaining any points from any towers. Is now, and that happens quite often with those rebels.
That's exactly what happened.
Like
yeah, well,
I mean that's what happens when you have rebels in your nations, and you don't get rid of them right away, and you show them the attention of attacking or commenting in the nation chat. They're just gonna screw you. It
well, I
happened
don't know
in.
how else. I don't know how else to show it to you, Woody. I just
No, I know what
like,
you're saying. To keep
yeah,
your
you know.
alliance active, you know, you keep your rebels so they have something to attack. But eventually, you know, like eventually it comes back to you if you continue to do it and just ignore them.
Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like we're on the same. Like it doesn't. What you're saying, we're never gonna run into because we have. Hey, you have to outlive us, and I'm a fucking cockroach, right? Asia is a fucking cockroach. My team is a fucking cockroach. Like we're gonna keep going and doing what we're doing. We're not phased by anybody in our. They could do all these things that you're saying. We also don't give a fuck about pillow fighting and frenzy. So, all you guys excited about frenzy are a bunch of pillow fighting,
I'm laughing
happy
because
people.
I'm laughing because when you say we're a cockroach, I know what you mean. But when I picture that, I picture walking into a kitchen just full of fucking grease, dishes everywhere. I'm just like, holy cow! But I know what you mean. Like you guys just don't leave. I get it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
if
won't.
you're a nation
We
who
don't.
has if you're a nation who has rebels who willingly bleed points because they want to see the nation fail, you just have to figure out how to compensate for it. That means you need to go into Void or Frenzy with a billion point lead because you know these rebels are going to give up 600 million points.
That's what we do.
Then as a nation, you have to figure out how to compensate for it.
Banta King says this is a rebel. This is what rebels do eventually later in a later game. They give away 3.4 million kills. Jeez, man. Yeah, that would piss me off. If it was Void, by all means, do it. You know why? Because then they don't got troops left and they end up leaving eventually. But Frenzy, that's gay. That's.
Frenzy is when they shine the most, though,
Oh, yeah.
because they
Oh,
can do the
yeah.
exact same thing the next frenzy. And so when we have back-to-back frenzies in the same head of state, we already know what our guys are about to do. We had to zero them almost all day. It's just like we're looking for bubbles to drop because we see them dropping their own shit.
Yeah, I mean that's the other tactic is just make sure you're on top of watching when they're dropping bubbles and you're going in to
Yep,
zero
that's
them.
what we spent the
I
last
mean, if they
15 hours
heal,
doing.
So in 736 we had a few rebels, right? And what we did is we had three people, and during Void, that was their only job is to hunt the rebels down in our own nation. So the second they drop bubbles, that's they post them and we just burn them out. We kill all their troops. They heal and they drop a bubble again, burn them out again, and that was their whole job. So and they accepted that, and they were actually proud
Yep,
when they found them. Um, or for
we have two
say
guys on the same mission.
yeah, it's like those when you have whales in your alliance. I mean, those whales, they're probably not looking at around the whole entire nation for bubbles to drop. They're ready to hit once you post a freaking location for the most part. Um, but the people that are like the 34s, 35s, 36s, I'm gonna be real, man. Those guys, they can find a city within 10 seconds. Like a 41 ports. Where do you go? Oh, it's right here. Like I'd be looking for like 10, 15 minutes before I find it, and they've already got it within like 10 seconds. Like that's their job, and they take pride in that. They really do. But man, I feel bad for those nations that have those trolls and stuff like that. I mean, again, I get it, trying to keep your nation active, by hunting them down and killing them. But eventually, in the long term, what happens when they become a 38, 39, 40, and now they got 100 million BP? That can really damage you um,
Yeah, but you're
later
talking
on.
about whales. You're talking about like real whales, like motherfuckers with money. That's a whole separate conversation. Like that's, I mean, I've seen so many nations where they get these players that, because we've all been part of the community and we've seen it before, where players get this like fucking hair up their ass and they're spenders. And those are the true trolls, right? Like those are the worst of the worst, like the ones that can just like buy shit and do all these things to your nation.
That is
Um,
our Rebel Alliance. They're buying heals, they're buying speeds, they're leveling up. I mean, they got all the new avatar frames because they're spending money
okay.
and buying
So hold
blue
on.
coins. Like,
Humor me. I don't know who the fuck you are, but humor me.
yeah.
Um, so when you say heals, like, is it like mid-level heals, or are they like C41 players
No,
that
I
are
mean,
just?
they're all 35s and 36s and 34s and 33s.
Oh, I just don't know
No,
if
chaos. They're small ass cities that were hitting us up. They wanted us to pay them $100 to open up. We
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
do it.
they're
Yeah. And
so
they're just going
they're
to
We're
use
not,
big.
that money to continue
these
to
aren't
do
guys
shit.
with actual real. Dude, the guy's BP was 26 million, and he said, "I need $100 to open up."
It's fucking
Fucking
hilarious.
ridiculous.
Wild.
Fucking ridiculous. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But I mean,
So
for him to be asking that, I feel like somebody's already paid him at least once because either that or you're just like throwing the shit out there, hoping somebody will eventually
hold on.
bite.
See, to me though, you guys are all keep talking about the same shit. I already know what you're talking about. I've done it in all my nations, and in my nation now, I don't even have to do it. My team they're monsters. Like they log in every day and they hit shit that shouldn't be there. That's all they do. Every fucking day. Every fucking day. Every fucking hour. They
All
log
right.
in, hit something else that
That's if the
shouldn't be there.
bubble's down. You got to
It
have a
doesn't
bubble
matter. It
down.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it does. You
Hit
can't
their
get to a
flag,
bubble.
burn their flags, burn their shit. Just it doesn't
We
matter.
do. Yeah.
Make them irrelevant. You don't, and you never give up. But you're what the thing that you're
Persistence is
thinking.
key.
I'm
You can never get rid of them unless they
persistent.
want to leave.
Hey, no, and no, no. You have to assume they will never leave. They will
Yeah,
never
I
leave.
do.
This is a zero end
They
game
get rid of
goal.
farms.
Well, they're not
You
gonna.
just
So
keep going.
they won't leave if you show them attention.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
they're
But if
getting
you
attention
if
because we
you
have farms.
yeah, if you
Oh
ignore
my god.
them,
Hey, what do you please don't school us on this.
okay, fine. I mean, then 785 is a very special nation, and they just completely different compared to the
Farm them
entire
up.
game. Because I've been in many nations. I've seen many nations. I've literally had other people complain about their nations, and I try to help them out. But I mean, by all means, if it's working, then I guess it's working. But that's a very special nation. Then I'm not trying to talk shit. If maybe those trolls will turn into an actual real player later on. Man, I didn't want to make it sound bad.
Yeah,
It
I think
didn't.
everybody's on the same page for the most part on Rebels. You know, it is what it is. It's a part of the game. You know, you just got to try to work around it and do what you can to get wins. And I feel like we've been pretty successful doing so. You know, one nation isn't happy with the end result on how this one went. That's their problem, not our problem. We don't really care. Everybody else can think whatever they want to think about the situation. You know, and
Yeah.
then we'll deal with the consequences in the future as they.
I think every nation's different, so I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong, but maybe every nation's got different kind of things. I just feel like when it comes to frenzy, when you get that troll that puts the one biochemical zombie in the tower, so your own nation can't score any points. I mean, that's you want to talk about kill a nation? Keep doing that. You'll kill your own nation doing that.
Yeah. No,
People's
and luckily we don't have that issue. Luckily that hasn't been used against us yet. Now this probably brought it to light, so they might try to do something like that. But like I said, for the most part, we have the top 5 alliances locked up, and growth is pretty minimal for those guys that are living underneath bubbles. So they're pretty much stuck out of the top 5. So you just got to control your nation. It shouldn't happen.
So let me ask you this: moving forward for your nation, I'm assuming you have a whole group of rebels. If
We have the whole
they,
alliance. There's about 20 of them.
yeah, so if they one day decide they're kind of tired of playing the games they've been playing, would you allow them to start joining the top alliances?
We have brought in multiple rebels. It's recently even. Some of them have done really well. Some of them have not. We're always open to people that are coming in and willing to follow the rules. But the reason why they're in a rebel alliance is because they don't want to follow the nation rules.
Oh, completely understand. And I mean, we had a whole alliance, maybe 15 guys who were just kind of wanting to wreak havoc, old grudges, things like that. And a bunch of them finally kind of got fed up, and now we're down to 2. And one of those 2 is kind of reaching that point that he's kind of tired of talking to himself and playing by himself. And, we've been talking about where he's going to go if we're going to allow him in. So, it kind of becomes a waiting game of when they're going to get tired of playing the way that they're playing.
And that's pretty much what it is. You just gotta have to outlast them. Kind of like she said. I mean, the rebels are gonna be kind of like the cockroaches. You're gonna either have to outlast them or give them absolutely nothing to do, and don't entertain their bullshit. So we try not to engage in the NC with them. There's no PMs to them, all that other bullshit. But it's also hard to control, 100 people and what they choose to do in a game that they pay for.
Damn. You're not wrong on that. You're not wrong. Like, I just feel that we tell people, if they're trolling, so to ignore them. The more attention you give them, the more they're gonna try to shine. But eventually they do either go away, or they get sick of the drama. They get sick of the trolling, and they actually want to play the right way. But usually it takes being zero out first before they get the point. They get the point. So
Our nation rules are pretty simple. Don't drop your bubble during KE, and follow the rules that every other person in the top 3 alliances is following. We're not asking you to fucking jump through hoops. You can follow those guidelines. You're more than welcome to come in and play.
well, I feel
They just
that
want being told what to do.
I feel every nation rules are pretty basic and pretty dead on.
Pretty standard.
They're pretty standard. I mean, yeah, you might get some nations that have the point where, like, during Frenzy, the second, third, and fourth alliance can fight, but during Void, it's only the top 2. Stuff like that. I've seen
Exactly what we
rules.
do.
I've seen in some nation those are the rules, and that's just something you have to accept. And if you don't accept it, I mean, there's like literally other nations that you can go play in. 52 when I played in that one. With Sayaz and them. If your bubble dropped, it didn't matter if it was KE or not. You got 5 minutes to put a new bubble on, or your own alliance was going to kick and burn you.
Yep.
Like, that was the rule. That was their rule.
100%.
You live underneath a bubble. That was the rule. They didn't care if you're, best friends with them. Your bubble drops. You mean they would message you saying bomb. That's all they would say. Bomb. And that meant bubble up. You got 5 minutes, or you're getting zeroed out. And matter of fact, I think Ratachi might still be in here. He can verify that. Let me double check, because he might have left actually. Ratachi, no, he left. But I mean, the older nations that are in here, I mean, they can verify it too. They've seen it. They've seen it. Yep. Queen from 290. I'm sure she knows all about those rules. But I mean, it's the rules are so those kind of rules are put into a nation to prevent bubbles from dropping and giving points away. So it's the same thing with like Civil War nations. Those Civil War nations, you're not going to find any freaking points during Void. I promise you that. They're so used to living underneath a bubble that it's just normal for them. You're not going to find any points. And if you do, it's going to be like T4s. Am I wrong? I mean, come on, guys. Am I wrong?
Nope.
I could say like, what nation am I thinking of? Nation 700, which recently merged into 711. 700 was underneath a lot of civil wars for a while, and then finally, I think they went civil war for like 2 years, honestly, and then finally they ended their civil war and they started actually being able to play the game. And I tell you what, trying to find points there was so hard because they were so used to the way you have to fight in Civil War, um, to the point you no longer had to really worry about them. You know what I mean? The hell? Don't show this again. Did someone report that? Someone reported it. Dang. Anyways, someone reported that. Wow. Anyways, that's how I feel. I played in the beginning of the game. I played in middle of the game, and like somewhat newer game areas. So, I kind of have a good aspect of what nations and in the front, middle, and end of the game players are thinking. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about the trains.
You can ask Kitten, a well-motivated troll. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. You will never get rid of it. Never.
Well, I mean, I sent Kitten a freaking
Especially if
invite.
it's a 36 or 35 or something like that, you're gonna be annoyed forever. If that person has enough motivation, you're screwed.
There's welfare Kitten.
That is definitely where we are.
You're already up here, right? Aren't you, Kitten? Yeah, Kitten. Yeah, he's right here. He's playing 785 again.
Mhm.
And again, I have nothing
What's
wrong
up,
with
man?
785. I have nothing wrong with 785, guys. I really don't. I actually like the players over there. I really do. So, well, how do you deal with trolls? Being that you're really good at doing the troll area thing.
I bait them into bugging me, and then I watch as they zero themselves against me.
See?
So,
Told you.
so basically, if they left you alone, you just get bored, right?
Yeah, but trolls never leave me alone. That's why they're trolls. They're stupid enough to come play with me. Like I said, like 785 trolls don't really count that much because they're stupid. Like they are legitimately not smart.
Dang.
Like I literally zeroed a troll for what is it? Almost 600,000 kills. Like on the first swing because they didn't doomsday while trying to attack one of my kittens. Like
I love how you speak in fucking third person. I love it.
It's easier to talk about myself that way, bro. I'm not using a single account. Like I am an alliance unto myself.
Jeez, you seen this hit?
Like when you
100%
fight me, you're not fighting a single thing. You're fighting multiple things at once.
Man, I could just see you
It's one of the reasons why there was no flag wars for almost 2 years in Nation 2. It's because I would join a flag war and they would all end.
I like flag wars. When I used to play in 373, I love doing flag wars.
See, this is precisely the reason why I say if you have trolls or if you're on the verge of civil war, what you need is the kitten protocol. Problem solved.
I suppose. I mean, Kitten hasn't really, gave us the secret sauce of being that, which I don't think he's going to. He'll give us hints, but I don't think he's going to actually give us the secret sauce of how to really mess with people.
Well,
I tell Kitten on a daily basis, Woody, that he's playing a completely different game from everybody else, and he is the master at it by far.
Oh, hold on. I got someone on server mute.
The only thing you need if you're in trouble, the only thing you need is find like 5 or 6 C35s a bag of catnip, and you're done. You have kitten.
Like a
Yeah,
Going there
catnip.
it's true.
solving your
You pay
problem.
me off with enough catnip. I will probably come and bug some people for you.
So how many cities
See?
you got, kitten?
Right now I am running 7 within 785.
7 of them. So
Well, I'm actively fighting and playing with 7.
you technically you can have 35 fleets.
Yes.
I know your tactic. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
I,
you know part of the tactic. Until you play me, you don't truly get the experience.
well, I remember playing you guys like long time ago. Long time ago when I was in 373. What is this? I guess I gotta ask if it's got nudity in it. Because if it does, I can't watch it. Alright, so it doesn't. What are we... Okay. Okay. I like it. Like it a lot. That's pretty cool. Thank you. No nudity. I have to make sure I can't show nudity on, on a live. That's just say goodbye to Woody at that point. So let me ask you in 785 with you guys did you guys have your Elite War against 799 today or
That would be a diesel or beef question. I'm technically in the 6th place alliance right now.
oh not
No, today we got our backdoor kicked in by 910. Next weekend will be the doubleheader with 799.
okay, so 910
I
you
like how we
said
pushed it.
backdoor
We
kicked
got
in? What?
yeah,
What?
exactly.
Can you explain this? Backdoor.
Can you elaborate?
Oh, I shan't be elaborating.
Jesus Christ. Was it that
We
bad?
got bent. No, I mean it went about as it was expected. It wasn't, one of those minute and a half elite wars. There were
Right.
several battles, but it was certainly less than 5 minutes.
Ooh. So
Do you
it
see the replay?
was yeah, do you have it recorded or no?
No, I don't have it recorded.
Can you post it in oh no, never mind. Dang. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, I'm assuming it was like 567 versus 255 kind of time wise. Couple battles, but
Yeah,
over.
yeah, I would say about like that.
Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts. So I mean that's
Nah, it's cool. Like I said, it went how we expected it to, right? Like we weren't anticipating that one being a go the distance type of thing, and we certainly weren't expecting to walk through them. We came to play. We had some battles. We spent some speeds, but it was a brief elite war, as most of the ones in the kind of the top 10 tend to be. And what I'm really looking forward to is next weekend, because I think 799 is going to be a really, really fun, balanced match. And we're doing it fucking twice, which is
yeah.
awesome.
So let me ask you, how did that happen? How did you guys get the double decker? Did someone challenge and they
We,
said, "Hold my beer," and freaking, we're gonna challenge you back? Because I feel what's gonna
yeah,
happen is
it's so badass.
I feel so. What's gonna happen is whoever wins that first one, if it's fast, that the second one's just gonna be a farm. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I'm super excited about that one, and I'll be
It's
back at
2
work at
battles
time.
against the same nation on the same day, right?
Is it?
Yeah, we challenged them, and then like a day or two later, they put the challenge through to us. So it's that the second Elite War is 2 hours after the first one.
Wow, wow. That's
So
definitely interesting. So,
it's
I
exciting.
I feel that both 799 and 785 are kind of equally matched, and the reason why I say that is because you got the Ducky slash Beast account and you got the Commander account. Those three they're a problem, and then you guys got you got Holbrook, you got a couple people, really big people. So I mean, you're kind of evenly matched.
Yeah, I mean, since their merge, like I can't really speak for their nation, but I know since their merge, I don't know that anyone has really given them a problem. I mean, they've come up the ranks really, really quickly. Um, very similar to kind of how 910 has. So it should be interesting. And
well,
I guess we'll see how it goes.
yeah, 799 and 877. You guys got to watch out for 877. They're coming up there, but just like how 785, 799 is just cruising. They're coming up there. So I feel like I don't know when it's going to be, but I feel like both 799, 877, they're gonna hit that wall. Where they get up there and they're just like, well, okay, this is this is where we're at. This is where we're at. I don't think we can go further than this. Kind of like how with 567, we can't beat 255. You know what I mean? We tried
Yeah, I
621.
mean, I feel like the top four, the top five are generally going to end up being the wall for the majority of the nations that are taking Elite War seriously. But what is going to be neat is over the course of the next several months, like 6 through 15, 6 through 20, it feels like that range is going to be where the fun is at. I know I was talking to Ewan about it earlier, and that's one of those, like, that's where a lot of that action is going to exist, I think.
Well,
And
yeah, because
it's
these are
fun.
these are the players that are between there that are trying to stay into the top 20 and or trying to make their way up through the top 20. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of nations up here trying to defend their spot. Um, but those top five like that, those are like end game like boss fucking people. You know what I mean? And then you got like 910's moving their way up there. They're moving. They're up
Well,
there.
so I'm factoring the top five as 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5, 5, 6, 2, 1, right? Like that's what I would perceive as like the top five in my brain right now. I know the
Okay.
rankings don't currently display it, but I feel like that's where it's trending, not necessarily in any particular order, but like that's just what I see. We'll see how it kind of progresses as some of the matches take place and as some of those top nations kind of end up facing each other and the points play out, right? Like there's still a few that I would like to see. I won't mention any particular nations, but
No, by all means, go ahead and mention them. I mean, we all know that like
well, so it's
we all want to see 621 and
it's the ones that we
255 go at
haven't
it again.
seen, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
well, it's
and Steve, like we were just talking, like we're so stoked about 799. First of all, like just in this group in the years that we've played, 799, even 767, like they've been, parallel to us and even the other nations that we've played in. And so it's exciting, but like, we got up to this top spot with y'all, and now the ones that we're excited to play, we want to play 799, we didn't play 711. Like we want to play the ones that we know that will be, and I'm not even saying that like, oh fuck these guys, we're gonna beat them. It's something that I know there is a struggle where I know that there's a possibility we won't win. It's a fucking match. I love it when there's not a valid answer, or there's not a secure, like, oh, that person's gonna win. Like I want those battles.
Yeah.
That's why we play.
Well, I want to make sure you get someone that records it, the 799 785, because that's going to be a lot of points right there. If 799 beats 785, not saying they will, not saying they won't. That's a lot of points on it if they are trying to do the attack. Like if they win both of them, they might jump up to 8th spot.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, but how exciting is that?
I mean, it's super exciting because you guys, like I said, you guys are pretty evenly matched. I seriously think it's going to go to full 45. I know people say it's going to be either 5 or 45. I feel that it's going to go to full 45. The only thing that 7-9 doesn't have right now is the experience on the push between like the whole one side of the map to the other side of the map. Everyone push, versus just the top 15 people racing on the other side, which when it comes up to the top 5, that's exactly, or it's top 6. That's exactly how they play, is full push the other way.
And
The whole
that's the part that we really don't care about, Woody. Like, we're just looking for good battles. We're not necessarily concerned with holding a particular rank. We just want competitive matches week in and week out to where we can really have fun and try new strategies and execute stuff and just play the game the way it's supposed to be played, win,
right,
lose, or draw.
right. No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm not talking shit, whatsoever. I'm with you on that. Play it the way it's kind of to be played, but you got to also take breaks in between, such as like you can't challenge those kind of like challenges every single week. Everyone's gonna run
Yeah, I hear
out of
you on that,
speeds.
brother. But at the end of the day, the challenge system is open. So, like, if we want to take a break and somebody else decides to challenge us, like, it just is what it is. You just got to suck it up and play the matches as they come.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. You're not wrong on that at all.
Yeah, I know. I know he's not wrong.
Okay. I'm just saying what I'm saying is you guys want to challenge every week kind of deal, like, which I get. I'm thinking of the lower end of an alliance. It's really hard to keep up on that kind of speed spend for Elite Wars.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Woody, and I'm not talking trash. We just wanted to be competitive. That's all.
Love hearing that. Love hearing that.
Yeah,
Absolutely love
Woody,
hearing.
how exhaustive did you guys feel it when 567 621 battled 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, that, I mean, I feel bad for the lower people, um, because I mean, obviously, yeah, they use what they had, gold, speed, so on and so forth. But those kind of matchups where they go like that, that's it drains bags, on both sides. It drains bags to the point where you have to like sit out, and take some of the smaller guys, an easy win here and there, just so your smaller people, or even your bigger people, at that matter, uh, to build their bags back up a little bit. Like 621 and like 567, we can't do that every fucking week. There's no way. I mean,
Yep.
some can, but the whales, but that's you can't do that every week. So I think you see like
Yeah, but
about every 2 months
if
is when you see like that run up to where all the top 5 or top 6 start hitting each other, because that's about how long, if you're going to really push, it can take for even the lower people to save up.
yeah,
So
because I
my
mean,
only rebuttal with that one, Woody, is I get where you're coming from, but if the EWs are only taking 5 minutes, like, there's no bag being drained there. The ones that are bag draining are the ones that are lasting 30, the full 45, going down to towers, stuff like that.
That's
But if
true.
people are winning and losing in 5 minutes, like, there's no bag being consumed whatsoever.
I mean, you're not
yeah, I mean
wrong
that
on
was
that. You're not wrong on that. But
that was the 621 battle against 255. We were ready to battle the full 45, and we were not ready for them, and we were kind of we lost, but we were like, well, at least we lost in 5 minutes, and we didn't spend a ton to lose. Then we battled 567 2 weeks in a row, and the first battle was really good, back and forth the whole time, 45 minutes. We weren't really sure who was going to win at the end, and then the second week follow up, the whales were definitely still moving same pace, but you could see, everybody's main team was a little bit slower.
yeah, on both sides too. Both sides. No, but no, I hear what you're saying. 5 minute battles. Yeah, you're not really wasting too much, but when they go that full 45, man, those hurt. Those hurt so bad, but they're fun.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
if you're oh yeah, they're absolutely fun, but if you're fighting within your weight class, week after week after week, it's going to drain bags and it's going to be harder on the team. And I think that's where you're saying,
yeah,
take a quick break, let the team recover a little bit, and then go back at it. Because unless you got a team of whales that can kind of support the whole team and make it a little cheaper for everybody, it gets expensive.
so the nations that I'm talking about would be like 877, 799, 711, 785. Like when they start battling each other, weekly, that's gonna really. Those are the kind of, like, what I mean. Like, they're gonna get super expensive if they last 45 minutes long. Like imagine like 799 in 785. That first one goes 45 minutes, and then 2 hours later, another 45 minutes. Bags are drained at that point. 2 back to back, both sides. I don't care who you are. Both sides are drained. Probably even for the whales. Not well, maybe not for the whales, but there's a big a big chunk missing. But it's fun, and I get that, and people show up for it. So that's and look at 1070. 1070 is in 20th place now. They're moving up too. Yeah, they're moving up too. 594 is starting to drop down. Wondering who else is coming up here. 989 starting to inch their way up forwards too. 1111's in 35th. I mean, I don't think there's any more really. That's really moving. I think all the rest of them are just staying where they're at. It's going to be interesting next couple months. Because all these upcoming nations are starting to push all the nations that the top players that were farming to stay at pace with points. All these newer ones are starting to push them out of the tops. You know what that means?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the shuffle that's coming because it'll be.
You see it, right? You see it coming, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a matter of time. I mean, you look at who's at the top, and there is a point gap, and some of that is just it is strength, but some of that is just time.
Yeah. In time, you're gonna.
Some of the that are coming up, they're punching up. They're getting a good number of points with their wins. Some of us up at the top, with what we're challenging, we're getting 50 points a win.
Yeah, 50. Maybe.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about the whole last merge created all this movement. Like we struggled with all this stuff and the game getting kind of mundane and shit for all of us. So it's just kind of fun to see all this excitement at the top again.
So I feel that you're 100% right on that, Queen. 100% right. It's very exciting, but I feel that that's been happening up there for a while now. It's never been really broadcast the way that we've actually been showing it now. Like,
you know what? You're right. You are right. But I mean, I'm so jaded on that whole situation. Like, because obviously, what's her face that does all the, the recordings and stuff for you guys.
Lady Fox.
Yeah, no, Lady Fox. Like, I supported her. I've always been a big fan of what she's done in the other nations that I played in. And so what she's done is amazing. So it's so funny. But at the same time, before she came around and I supported her, I was all about, I protect my team. I don't want people to see my team in a certain way. I think about things. And it's not even like I don't want to share, like we have secret stuff. If we do poorly or I don't want my team's business, in front of everybody. But, once you get to the top, it's a different story. Like you're kind of on stage, you know what I mean?
Well, so yeah, and no, you're 100% right on that. And so when I moved to 567, there was kind of like, and you guys please correct me if I'm wrong. There wasn't any choice anymore about keeping his secret because they were gonna be. It was Woody's there. It's gonna be shown. We can't hide it anymore. So we might as well just fucking show it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, am I wrong? It is what it is. It's gonna get shown. Oh man.
Yeah, fuck it. We don't care. I like it. It's fun.
Well, I mean, it's showing different. There is different strategies. Like, I think that people are seeing, okay, they're just speeding to one side, but they don't understand that within that speed, there's strategies that's happening, like that people are not understanding. Like 621 and 621 and 255, they're very good at not only speeding but having a strategy while they're speeding to lock in, slow walk into where right just to keep that battle going. Like for instance, 255 and 425 a few weeks ago, they kept their top. I think it was they kept Q or whatever locked in to where they couldn't get their top player out.
They did that today.
They did it today. Okay, there you go. They
We,
kept it locked.
we,
They kept them locked in.
we all got locked in a very long ass battle, and the rest of the team went around us. We couldn't go back to the base. We
Yeah,
were
that's
stuck.
yep. That is one of the strategic plans. Like it's even hitting retreat doesn't do anything because you got to wait till that battle's
Nope.
over.
Yep. And
And
you
I'll be
can't
honest, Woody,
join.
that's some. Go ahead, Hokage.
Go ahead. I was just saying you can't join the battle at the base if the battle already started when you jump to the base.
Yeah. The only way that you
And
can
I'll
do
be
that, hold on, the only way you can do that is let's say you get locked in, right? And then you retreat and the battle ends. You'd have to speed back to the base to join it. But at that point, you're down to like 150,000 troops. Like, you're not doing any good anyways. You know what I mean?
Yep.
and that's something that kind of bothered me for a while just with the game. And I get it, like folks have their strategies and they want to keep it a secret, but at the end of the day it's kind of hard for somebody to adopt or mimic or steal a strategy just based off of viewing it,
They
because
can't.
there's countless hours of preparedness and teaching and just repetition to be able to master that strategy. So now that all these things are being put into the light, like people are still not able to jock or steal somebody's particular strategy just based off of watching it. So I just feel like that's a great element for the game too, that people are able to just see what's really going on at the top and um just really see Elite War for what it is, and things aren't necessarily being hidden and everything's out in the spotlight, which is great for the community too.
I agree. I agree 100% with that. 100% with that. Like, for instance, 255 when we went up when 567 went up against 255 and they just smashed us. They spad like that. Um, we did not expect that. I mean, we were told it, but we didn't expect it. And if you don't expect it, there's people go into that. What mode am I thinking about? Panic mode. It's where they don't know what to do, and people just start going every which way, like shattering cockroaches and shit like that. Um, that's why I always say, like, if you got to have different kinds of strategy. A push like that, like speed push, you do that against like these top nations or a real tough nation. But if you got to have other kind of strategies as well, because not all of them on the top nations are going to play out like that. Some might just be like, yeah, fuck it, we're going to just slow walk down the middle and fight on the sides, and see where it goes. But
The way, Woody,
yeah,
I don't want to cut you off, but this is exactly what happens many times with this podcast. Sometimes people don't listen because we talked about it before you guys fought 255. And I personally told you, this guy's speed all the time. And it's not just one or two, it's the whole freaking team.
yeah, yeah.
Like, if you're not careful, you're done. It's really, really quick. They speed all the fucking time.
I think we might still have. Oh, the last one, the last is about to drop. So I'll re-show this one against 255. What we're talking about, like we were not prepared for this. Um, the whole fucking team.
Yep.
We were not prepared for that.
It comes
But
down to knowing your opponent
Yeah.
and making a plan for who you're going against, because everyone you face is going to play just a little bit different.
Yeah.
So you can't make one strategy that works for everybody in your bracket. Punching up, everybody plays just a little bit different. That you go in with a strategy, you see how the map's forming, and you have to voice chat is great because you can adjust fire real quick.
Yeah, but I also feel that like when we're in Elite Wars, you should already know your spot. Meaning, you've been playing for so long, you shouldn't need to have that leader tell you what to do. You should already have a notice of what's going on in your
Right.
surroundings and just
Yeah,
react to it.
but you should also be based on who your competition is. You know, like you should always have an underlying set and position for where you're going. But then you should also know that on top of that, when you have to change it up, like how you change it up, right? So I think we're all kind of on the same page on. We all know the map, we all know the strategy, but it's those little fine tuning of shit as a team that kind of triggers and kind of makes the difference when you're playing at a higher level like that.
Yeah, you know what I just noticed
Yeah,
by watching this. So they had everyone's speed all the way up until about like right here, and then they had the 20 people, so on and so forth. Get push this right here. This They had other speeders waiting back here to tie these up, and then they sped in once they were all tied up. I just noticed that. Like
So
that is
if
the
you
strategy
that.
is there,
if
like
it
you said,
starts
they're
it
tying up
starts
that
before that.
battle, and they have people going down to one, and they're trying to get to. I mean, it didn't happen in this one, but if you have that battle up at what is it, two, take forever, and people get out of one, they can speed the base, and everyone who dies
But
at one can't join the
but
base.
Yeah.
that's what they did. If you go back, they locked them in first on fourth, on the four, and then they started going. Some of them sped up to the one, and then once the fourth was done, everyone that was on the fourth jumped into two.
Yeah,
Once one of those one or two fails, your base is next. You're done.
yeah. See, these guys are already. They're just chilling back here right now. They're
Yeah,
chilling.
but notice that one guy just got into four. Now the second one is going there. And now look at what the rest
Yep.
of the team is doing.
Yep.
Everyone is going into fourth. And look down, look down.
Yeah.
Look at 11 and 6. Here they come. They are
Yep.
locking you in on fourth, and they're coming on the bottom side.
So they're coming at wave.
And
Yeah,
there's
and they're doing
and there's
waves too.
another team going up.
Yeah.
There's another team going up.
So those were the people that were sitting back here waiting. So they have the first
Yes.
wave go over here, lock in, while they wait, and there's a second wave that once they're locked in, they come
Now
in.
look, the battle in 4 is still going. Look, the battle in 1 is gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Once you lose the battle on 4, they will all speed into 2.
Yep.
And the new guys, the slower ones, are coming through
Yep. They're locking these in right here.
to the 4th. Yep,
Yeah,
they
very-
already locked 1. They're going to lock the 2. And then once one of those 2 goes down, see?
Yep.
There they go.
They came
And
in
now
waves.
once one of those 2 goes down, you're done.
And you got so many people in 1 and 2 that they get into base quickly from 2. All those people who died can't reset a fleet in base.
So did you guys see this guy shoot down to 3? This is very smart. So this guy is in case they lose here, he can, well, it's like they did. He should have been able to speed in and lock them in while these people go into 18.
Yeah,
Or go
another
into,
one got there to
Yeah.
lock them. And here they come. The ones that lost, look, they are speeding, all speeding
Yep.
back to 2 and to 1.
Man, this is so.
So the
This
battle-
is so
See?
deep.
Yep.
This is so deep. And you know what? This wasn't even. You can tell this wasn't even planned. And this is what I'm talking about. They did not plan all these strategic things. This is just something that they've learned in time. I guarantee you, they did not even need to go on voice chat. They didn't even need to tell them what to do. They just knew what they were supposed to do. Every single one
That's
of the
how they
people.
play.
Yeah, they didn't need to. They just absorbed what was going on and just adjusted to it on the play. And that's the way people have to play. It's very hard
And the
for
advantage-
it's very hard for someone to lead like that in that kind of high press thing. You can't lead. You just got to people just got to know what they're supposed to be doing. I want to play another one.
But
And that all
Despite
takes it back to
or
repetition.
maybe if
The
they
more reps that you have executing strategies, the easier it is to adjust.
Yeah.
and it's not just that, it's like the average for all of those guys is T13s. There's no T12s in there at
Yep.
all.
Yep.
From the top guy to the weakest guy is a C39.
Here's the last one against 621 that we lost against. And they came out slow. This was the lag. Okay, this was a lag that we got, the frozen screens, but they were strategic about this one. They knew if they didn't get it in the beginning, it would have been a full 45.
Jesus, today the lag was so bad. I was clicking in one of the
Oh,
towers, clicking attack, and the attack would leave like 10 seconds later.
yeah, the Elite War against 425 was terrible today. But and everyone's watching like what's happening, but what you're not seeing is the preparation that goes in before this and preparing okay, if you're going to use your buffs in like void and stuff, but like use it at this time before your elite war. Like it's so
It's crucial.
prepared.
It's crucial,
It's so
yeah.
cool. Like 255 is so amazing.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
Well, this is 567 versus the 621 one, the second battle. And I'm trying to see. I'm gonna be real. So 621 is very known to where they'll have their certain people go up top, and then they're able to switch to the bottom as a team. And if the enemy doesn't catch that, because you try to match power for power, and if they don't catch that, it's that can be the mistake that wins or loses everything. Is that switch? And 621 is very good at making that switch, and not a lot of people can't catch it. And you end up watching these replays, and you're like, oh, they fucking switched. So this Chitty was on the bottom before, and now he's at the top. So he made that switch right there. He went up versus down. Real smart. And of course, they got me, not me, but someone else with my name.
There's also a big difference of having like 30 members with Aeon versus 75 to 100.
Well, these big attacks like this, yeah, every single one of them on both sides are saving their Aeons. It's not like they saved it. They're waiting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure every single person we had in this Elite War had their Aeon on.
Yeah, on both sides too. Both sides. There might have been that one person that didn't from both sides, but yeah, they definitely preparing. And here's that bottom push right here. Yeah, they were tied up for a while. There's the push forward to 11.
I think we can all agree. Elite War is the best event.
As of now, it is. As of now, it is. But I think this new event's going to be pretty OP. Once everyone's able to play, I really want them to bring back the ancient battlegrounds that we all didn't get to play except for a few nations. I think that would have been like the new fucking GC. See what they did? They're tying these guys up right here, and now these guys are moving forward. Mental's at 13. They just locked Mental in at 13. I'm wondering if this is lag or if this is just slow walk to tie these guys up to stop them from going here. Yep, there it is. Man, it's
Takes a little bit to get mental stuck.
Yeah, and he is stuck. They have him locked in at 13 right now, and they're keeping him locked in while everyone else is moving forward. I mean, that is a good plan. Lock mental in. I don't know where Mick is on this one. I see Planet down here, 13 down. There's a cutoff. All right, they beat mental there. Oh yeah, it's almost as if they tag team mental to hold him. Because you see 2 versus like 7 or 8.
And they probably did.
Yeah. They push him back while they move forward. And I guarantee you they knew. Look at it. Look at the bob. That's that switch. That's that switch I was talking about. That's that switch. If you don't catch it, that's the switch. And mental caught it. He went down. He caught it. He caught that one. But then you got the top. I don't know if people even realize what kind of like this isn't just speed to get there. This is definitely strategic on both sides. Like I think right now we're just playing in a defensive area, trying to push back, but it's over pretty much.
I'd like to know how many speeds are used.
Look at that! Everyone's speed now. This is that push. This is the push 621's doing right now. They are pushing. They're locking everyone in. Everyone in. I don't know how many's in 6, but I guarantee some are sitting back there. Smart for number 2 to have 4 sit there, just in case if there is more people here waiting. Yeah, see, they're waiting. Oh man, yeah. And now they're gonna lock us in 11 while they do the push up at 5. That is smart.
I mean, I don't know if you guys after the first one, if your game plan was kind of the same, just try and push a little bit harder. But I will tell you, we definitely adjusted our game plan from the first one.
Yeah, I mean we see it. I think the game plan was we did change it a little bit, but sometimes when you change it, the other game plan is a counter to what they planned without knowing. But
I don't think we were that worried because we got pushed back on our heels a little bit in the first match. But the next thing we knew, we were in trouble here.
yeah. Well, in the first match, it went back and forth.
Oh yeah.
So I think we kind of figured it was going to be the same kind of thing and go down to the last 45 minutes, the last to the towers. But I mean, I'm noticing switches. I mean, look at that, you guys. Now you have people that are coming out of the middle going up top versus going straight to the middle. I mean, that's a switch right there. If you don't pay attention to it, all they got to do is tie these guys up while everyone else moves on the outsides on that flank. It was a good battle. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was definitely a good battle.
By the way, Woody, I have a question for you. Since we're doing this during the live, it's a good thing, but how many people do you wonder do this type of analysis? Like just looking at the replay and figuring out the strategy of other nations.
I feel maybe the top 20 do, but everyone down below, I don't feel that they watch it. I think they just about the whale speeding forward while the kill team moves forward, and which is where the big eye opener comes when they do start moving up to the top. and they realize, wow, we can't. This no longer works. It has to be strategic now. It's people are going to have to speed now. People are going to have to learn that you need an attack team, a push team, and a defensive team. You can't just have whale speed forward and that slow walk. That doesn't work anymore.
Yep.
I mean, it's also a little bit rough to game plan, like you're saying, Hokage, outside the nations who are posting their Elite Wars because you don't have something to
No,
watch.
I mean, doing exactly what Woody is doing. Woody is going back through his own Elite Wars and analyzing what happened, why they lost, how the other team played, and stuff like that. So
Oh, absolutely.
you
So
can
you're,
do that with your own, right?
Well, we
You
gotta,
yeah,
can
oh
go
yeah.
back. But
and you gotta.
how many people actually do that? How many people actually go back and analyze, as we're doing here, what they did wrong, what the other nation did good, and try to adjust those strategies?
I mean, I'm
There's
definitely
not many.
one of the few people who do it for 6-2-1. I mean, even some of our easy wins, I'm still going back and watching and saying, we knew we were going to win this going into it, but we played pretty shittily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I always like. So if you continue to watch and analyze some Elite Wars, you can sometimes pinpoint exactly where you fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Versus not versus just like, oh, it was just a loss. But they had more people than us. Because sometimes, yeah, that's the case. But in the tops, that's not the case anymore. Like
I, I'm
it's
just asking because that's a habit I
that's just
got
fucking crazy looking.
since I got to 385 before I even joined 425. It's a habit I got like at the end of every Elite War. Go back, look at the replay, analyze where you messed up.
Yep.
Even if
I
you
mean,
win, there are situations where you win, but at some point there was a mistake that, if it was against another nation, could be a lot more costly. So it's always good to go back. But
Well,
I
I mean,
got that habit
the,
in
the,
385.
well, yeah, analyzing stuff is very, very good to do, because if you don't analyze it, and even like you said, even when you win, um, what happens after you win when if you don't analyze it? Everyone's all like, "Oh yeah, we won! Yay, congratulations! Take the speed, so on and so forth." But what happens when you lose and you don't know how to analyze what happened? Then you go around pointing fingers. It's your fault. It's your fault. The
So,
whale didn't
so
speed enough. It's versus it happened to be in a team
what
thing.
I think that like that is one of the most important things in this game that people don't like actually stop and talk about, right? Like dealing like how does your team deal with lessons learned? So I think it's just because coming from my industry and what I do for a living, I'm constantly in that field of lessons learned. Like even before the whole project starts, I'm doing stuff and I'm actually making notes for us to talk about in our lessons learned. And so I think in this game as leaders and as especially at the top where there's a lot of shit, like when you're trying to, manage to either infiltrate and get to the top or fight that one nation that you keep trying to beat, like as you're trying to strategize and come up with new things to infiltrate them and do what you're trying, accomplish your objective, you still have to sit there and write down all of the notes of what could you have done better, what could you have done better, like. And I think people, first of all, I think everybody should do this in life in general, but like in the game, I think that's one of the most important things that we can do as leaders at the top in general.
Well, yeah, yeah, no, you're not wrong on that. And we do try to like if you ever guys ever notice whenever I show Elite War, like how I do in the the Montras side room, as I would like to call it, I'll go not only show the real live time, but right after I'll re-show it because I'm analyzing where we messed up. Like I think there was one Elite War when mental went all the way up to 15, and JRAM and everyone else locked people into 14, and there was like a 3-second window that mental if he didn't get locked in, and if he had like those three that went to 14, they're able to if they would have sped into that city, it would have been a burn. But it was that mistake that they went to 14 versus foul 15 because there was like 4 or 5 other people that went and locked in 14. If they would have went up with mental, they could have got into the city and it could have been a possible burn. But I mean, that's that's analyzing stuff like where people messed up, and if you don't fix it, um, it's really hard. This is the one against 621, the first one that went the whole 45, where it was pushed back and forth. And this is something that we thought it was kind of going to be the same. 621, they analyzed shit a little bit better and they figured out a better plan for the second time.
So for me, I just feel like what separates great nations from good nations is just analyzing things from the jump, no matter where you start rank wise. Like, let's just say you started out at ranked 80th and then all of a sudden you want to start analyzing battles when you get to the top 10. Like, it's kind of late.
Yeah,
The
it's
sooner you
late.
start analyzing things and taking stuff serious, the bigger body of work and the more emphasis that you can put in with your team to create cohesion, and the more repetition that you have putting those new strategies in place and moving them forward throughout all those battles, from you moving up to 80, from 80 to the top 10. That body of work and your knowledge is way more vast than somebody that starts to analyze those battles when they get to the top 10.
I agree. And voice chat is so important to that. I don't care what people say. That the in-game message chat to move to this stronghold. That's if you're still using them. I mean, that's a split. That's like 3 seconds that you just walked away from. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the speeders should be in voice chat alone. Like you got like for say Meto, go up, go down, go down. And that would be where the whales that are speeding around to push back. And then if you do got like the slow team walking, that should be the voice chat, not the voice chat, but the in-game chat only. Like, if that makes sense, because voice chat is you can hear up, down, or go back to the base.
And where analysis has become really important if you're facing kind of the same teams over and over, is not just game planning for before it starts, but like we were talking about before, if you face the same team, they're going to adjust their game plan. So it's getting an idea of what do they have a habit of doing. We've seen this before. We've seen this from another team. So when that happens, you have ideas of how to counter that in the moment.
I feel you're right, and I feel like that video that Flex Nuts released like a week ago. Man, if people start using that, man, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be a game changer in Elite War for all the tops or even on the bottoms. You guys know what video I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
It's where you can not have a name there at all. Invisible.
Oh.
So people recently have just been changing names, so you try to figure out who it is. But if no one has a name on it and you just see cars, you don't know who it is the entire time. you could have a freaking C36 speed and 41's, oh, he's down there, and be completely off. Completely off.
Well, it's like Ronaldo's nation. Like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Everyone in Ronaldo's nation is a Chinese name.
Yep. You can't. Yeah. You don't know who's who. You just go after the one speeding. But if you got a 37 speed and the 41s start walking, like for saying 621, if Chitty starts walking slow and there's no name there, we're not going to think that's Chitty. And if the 37 starts speeding with no name on it, then you're just like, oh, okay, well, that's got to be he's speeding. That's got to be Chitty, and completely. Yeah, that's FlexNet's really dropped the ball, and I think we're gonna start seeing that sooner or later once people figure out how to do that. I mean, he people are gonna be watching FlexNet's videos now. Watch, I'm gonna actually grab the link to it. Sorry, guys.
So he's back finally.
He is playing in 7-Eleven. He does play in 7-Eleven.
Okay.
I think
Nice.
this is hold on, play tips and tricks. That's a year ago. He made a video 4 days ago, so I'm gonna grab a link and I'll share it.
I saw the video pop up, but I didn't see the video itself. I didn't have the time.
Yeah, I mean this is old. This is an old trick. It is an old trick. Don't get me wrong. I think this is the video. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. But a lot of nations have forgot about that trick. You know what I mean? Let me double check to make sure this is the right video. So I'll have to.
Going on, everybody?
Let me blow this up real quick.
Going on, everybody?
I think this is it. Yeah. So changing the name to an emoji that AOO does not read.
Yeah.
Can
And shows up as blank.
It'll show up as blank. So like the lightning thing, like how he's using right there. Now here's the thing. You gotta plan how many. If someone has too many lightning bolts on it or the exact same, you're not gonna be able to use it. So, but it's very interesting. See, now he has no name there at all. So now imagine that in Elite War. Now we got some tricks. Now things are gonna get really interesting.
Yep.
Things are gonna get really interesting, not knowing who's who. From both sides.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Flex Let's release that, and I was like, "Oh, Flex, why would you?" That's something you want to keep hidden, but I mean, now it's out there, so might as well show it. You know, everyone's gonna use that watch. You're gonna see it now. But I mean, even when you do that, you gotta be strategic on that. Like I said, if you see someone speed, you know, your whale's gonna think, "Oh, that's gonna be that top guy because he's speeding." And what if that's just a 36 and the guy slow walking is the freaking top guy? You won't even know. You would have no clue until it's too late. You're locked in. 621's getting ideas right now, huh? You're like, holy shit. But I gotta give credit to where credit's due. That was Flex Nuts that shared that one.
Problem is, like, as we were talking about, like something like this won't give you much advantage against a nation like 255.
No, 255. I mean, yeah, you don't need.
It's just
yeah.
a brick wall.
Yeah, it's those nations that you're like for say 567 versus 621. You know, nations that are pretty close to being equal. 255, they can just literally walk straight down the middle, no matter what nation it is, and still win. You know, that's and that comes down to the troop type of T13s and the stat averaging, and of course having the right troops. If you're a mid ranger, if you put a freaking long range troop in there, you know you screw the mid rangers, and vice versa. You know, if you're long range, you put mid range troop, you just screwed your mid rangers. You know, so it goes both ways on that point. Everything comes into play, but yeah, 255 is. I feel that they still probably got 6 months to a year till anyone starts catching up to them. I know that sounds a little off, but I like to always overshoot versus undershoot. If I say 3 months, and next you know, freaking it's a year later, like, well, Woody said 3 months. Nah,
Yeah, some people don't like that, but like the 425 is quite well organized, same as 255 in that regard. So the first thing I got told as soon as I got to 425 is, okay, your account is mid-range, so every EW, the only thing you send is zombies and shredders. That's it.
Yep. So you focus on
Nope,
those troops
nothing
only.
else.
That's what you got to focus
Yep.
on those troops only.
I have a fleet saved in my game just for elite wars or group attacks. I just send mid range and that's it. And zombies.
I feel
not a single back line troop.
I feel yeah, and you're absolutely right because once you start averaging out with cities, it is definitely group attacks. So, but in the newer nations, you got that whale that's going to solo, and I mean they're using just uranium mine fleets, because you can't just solo a city, um, with like group formation shit. I mean they're going to just eat everything real quick, like real fast. Soloing city, you got to have yeah, you do got to have that back row for mid rangers, and you got to have mid range troops for long range too. Two different kinds of fleet formations depending on what you're doing. Elite War, Polar, Elite War, Polar, team events, team attacks has to be the correct troops. Soloing, like
It's
uranium, yeah, uranium mine. You're soloing, and
Yep.
I feel when you solo a city, you get a stronger attack, um, versus a group because of the stat average. Like for instance, if Mick or Mental hits a city solo, I feel that they can do more damage than if the second person enters because their stats are full 100% going versus that second person who comes in. Well, now you just lowered Mental or Mick stats just a little bit to where he's not as strong as he was before. Like Titans playing Antiques. Yeah, this is a long one. This was that first one that with the whole 45, but we all know who won. And this is what I'm talking about. We figured on that second one it was going to be the same kind of thing down to the towers. So, and it went back and forth the whole entire time. Both sides pushed. That was definitely fun. Definitely fun. We have any more things that we need to talk about? Or are we pretty much talk about everything we need to talk about? I'm gonna go to you.
I'm so thank you. I'm also sorry that you're here. Or not that, just that this is.
It's you, Grizzle.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right.
No, it's been pretty insightful.
Well, I kind of want, like, other than the train going by all the time, I kind of want to answer the younger nations, ask questions because here's the thing: I get so many questions in private chat that if they just came in here in or in the chat and just asked the question without being embarrassed, they would get different top nation players advice. You know what I mean? Like for instance, Brandon says, "Woody, can you tell 1311 how to get better?" Well, that's come into the chat and ask exactly the question you want us to tell. Like how to get better. I mean,
That's
what do
pretty.
you?
What are your problems that need to get better?
Yeah, like you need a little bit more insight, a little bit more information. What are you trying to get better at? Team events,
I think
Exactly.
individually.
I think a good thing that you might want to try to experiment with, Woody, is when people PM you or DM you or whatever means they're using for communication, you should basically maybe archive those messages, and then when you go live, drop the link inside that message, and then they can come in here and basically ask their questions.
Well, so what I used to do is, where is it? I had a spot that said questions for podcasts, and I used to use those questions for the podcast, like right here. But people just stopped posting questions there. So, I mean, you stop posting questions there. Um, I don't know what the question is for when we do a mantras because people stop posting them. Which I
Yeah,
mean,
but you got to remember too, there's a large amount of people in the community that aren't necessarily on Discord either.
that's true.
This is
That's
true.
true. That
This
that
is
is
true.
true.
Especially folks that like watch these videos on YouTube and stuff. That's why they're reaching out to you by other means of communication.
Right. So he has answers. So he says, why is he told to only bring shredders, and about his attack fleet? So we're talking about shredders mid range. So no, when it comes to stat averaging, here's the thing. When you have a mid ranger, you want him to put shredders, mid range troops, and titans in a team attack. That's it. As soon as that mid ranger starts putting long range troops into it, you are lowering. Imagine having 2,500 long range attack as a long ranger, and then you walk in there with let's just say 1,400 long range attack as a mid ranger. You just took that 2,500 and cut it down to like 2,200 because of that stat average of that mid ranger putting long range troops in it. And it goes the same way when it comes to mid range slash long range troops. If that long ranger starts putting mid range troops in, you just slash that 2,500 down to 22 again, and that hurts quite a bit.
And I can explain why I didn't send any proper mid-range troops as well.
You're in a meat shield.
Because basically, yes, exactly.
You're in a meat shield.
Exactly. I'm
So-
a C-38. Like, I have no T-13s. So if I send mid-range troops, I'm gonna lower the average of the other mid-rangers
Yeah.
that are C-39 and above. So I work as a meat shield, literally. I just send frontline.
Because of the troop type. So you have the
Yeah.
T11s. You got the T11 troops versus the other whales have the T13. So when you enter a T11 into a T13 battle, imagine if there was a T12. Now you just went from T13 to T12 because of that average of troop types.
Correct.
And then he says, Woody, Ducky is back. Look at the antiques. He is President 799. I promise you, Ducky is not back. He is not back.
Might be someone driving his city.
Oh, 100% is. I know exactly who's driving it, but I was promised not to say. And
Guess who's back? Back again.
He's not back. I will say the person driving it is a spender. Let's see. Guess we're looking at his antiques. Last week he was at 340 or yeah, that's not Ducky. I mean, that's Ducky's account, but he's exactly where he was last week. So I mean, it's not Ducky, I promise you. If that was Ducky, this number would have been 400 today. But it does have a spender in it. I'm not gonna lie, it does have a spender. That's beast, I can tell you that. That's definitely beast. But so if people are saying Ducky's back, I promise you he's not. Ducky has retired. Good friend of ours. Don't let the avatar shirt fool you.
He might be coming back at some point.
No, he ain't coming back. He's done. He's done.
Do you know the number of times I heard that?
Ducky's done. Trust me. Ducky's done. Trust me, he's done.
I thought Flex Nuts was done as well. Which was a shame because it was as soon as I joined the game, like 3 years ago or so, he quit.
Well, I mean, okay, so if he comes back, then what's he gonna do if he comes back? If he comes back, what is he gonna do? Start over again?
Or start in a different nation, whatever.
He's not going to put that.
I don't know.
He is
I don't
not.
know if
He's not doing that kind of spend again. No, he's not doing that again. No.
I don't know.
He's.
People have done crazier stuff.
I mean, you are
So-
right. You are right on that. You are right, but
and it wouldn't be a bad thing for the game, at least.
So I'm looking at what they have right now. So Beast is the strongest. I mean, these are pretty much maxed out anyways. And then the drop is from 29 to 22. So you go from Beast at 3,000. He's at about 20, 28, 29, right around there. No, probably 27, right around there. Flat. When I say 27, that means like melee HP, mid-range attack, about 27 right there. 27 for commander. Yols, he's about 23 to 20, 22 to 23. Youth Red, probably around 21. And there's a drop, 1800, 1700, 1600, so on and so forth. Let's check out 785. I want to see what 785's got cooking. And I'm not talking shit. Just want to see what you guys got. Because that's going to be a really good matchup when it comes to Elite War. That you guys have no clue. That has been literally been the talk all week. Is those two nations behind everything. So, oh wow. I mean, they might get it. Holbrook's fucking strong, and they come with numbers. 41, 41, 41, 40. Man, 12 41s, a lot of 40s, 39s, 38s, and they're all together. That's except for this guy and this guy. These two. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good battle. Man, I can't wait to see this 799 versus 785. I cannot wait to see it. It's gonna be a good battle. Come on up, KS Queen. Didn't she raise her hand? Did I cancel it? I hope I didn't. I don't think I canceled it.
You just passed her.
Yeah, no. Well, she invite to speak. So yeah, she says it's gonna be a fun matchup. Yeah, definitely. I think so too.
She's up here now.
Yeah, she's up here.
Yeah, no, I think and so I'm it's a close nation to us. So we have a lot of people that we've kind of like ran into each other throughout these years, and so there's this kind of like challenge that we have with 799. But like even 767, like I know them. I play with them on other platforms and whatnot, and I'm just excited. Like I know I talk shit. I know everybody thinks I'm this troll, but at the end of the day, I just love a fucking good fight and good competition. And honestly, I haven't been as excited about a competition as I am now with 799.
It's definitely gonna be a good one. It's definitely be a good one. I know that for a fact because you guys are fairly even. You guys
and
are.
that's respect, right? That's respect.
Live it.
That's respect. Like the fact that hey, I don't even know if we'll win, and that excites me. Like let's fucking go. Like I respect how a lot of them play, and I know a lot of the players over there, and I don't know, it's fucking fun. Like, and the fact that they challenge us like a couple hours after, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm excited.
You should be. You should be. They're gonna bring it, and you guys are gonna bring it too. I don't know how many people 799 brings. That's one thing I don't know. If they bring 70 and 785 brings a whole 100, that's gonna be a tough one because the numbers in Elite War at that point it does matter. It matters a whole bunch. What am I doing? Like a whole bunch. So I do wonder how that's going to turn out if the numbers wise. Anyone been playing 799 lately that can tell me if they bring the full 100 or the full 90 at least, or They only bring 70. I honestly don't know.
I never played them, so I don't know.
No.
Frank the Tank would know. He's from 799.
Bring him up.
Okay, did you guys have the full 100 today for 425?
No, we were at 85 or so.
Still 85 is a lot.
Yep. But we still lost.
Yeah, we had the full 100, and I was kind of shocked.
You had a full 100 and you still lost?
No, we played 40.
They won.
Oh, yeah.
They got us stuck.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. They locked you guys in, and yeah.
Yes.
It's probably my fault.
It almost feels like you get. So you know how you guys have
It's
speeders.
fun. You know what? It's one of those things I never thought I would say, but I lost, but still it was fun. Didn't last long. Well, a little bit more than 5 minutes, but less than 10. But still, it was fun.
Well, I feel that like certain nations, such as 255, they're gonna walk through you no matter what. But knowing that they're really good at trapping those big cities, maybe the big cities need to start playing defense and staying back and not getting trapped up front. You know, like a switch up like that. But problem with that
I don't know. Lee
is
God
that
played a lot of defense today.
did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, you know, like I said before, I
They
think
got us.
they're gonna just
They got
push.
us. Q. It was Q, lead god, me, and like 7 others that were stuck on island 3. We couldn't move. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And let me guess, they trickled in when the battle was about to
Yep.
stop. They trickled, yeah,
From the top.
They're really good at doing that. They're really good at doing that.
They came from the top. We lost our 2, and then it was over. Once they started going to our base and we were still stuck on Tower 3, it was done.
And here's the messed up part about it is they probably were not even in voice chat for that. They just knew what they were supposed to do without
Yes,
even
they
being
are
in
well
voice chat.
coordinated. And that's what, even though we lost, that's what makes it fun. Because at the end of the day, if we do exactly what you were doing with your account, and if we look back, we can see where we messed up, where we should have done things differently. Not that it's gonna matter too much against 255 at this point, but still.
Yeah, now it's just about who can last longer. Who can last longer?
Exactly. No, look, as LG said today, we lost it more than 5 minutes, so we're happy. It's good. We lost, but at least we hold on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like we held on longer than 5, 6, 7 did, is what you guys are thinking. We lasted 1 extra minute. And it is, yeah, like Bayu said right there, voice chat, it's just too fast. Like they don't need it. So the ultimate goal when it comes to Leor is not needing voice chat, not needing to give commands inside the game. People should just know what's going on and know what to do in every scenario, and that's what people need to do. 9, 10, 6 minutes, and the more you can focus on that and getting people to know, like for instance, the one thing I hate, and before we end this because it is getting late, is when you have a battle going on and you know if that one person just sped there, it would have made the difference between winning and losing. And you know, like he just walking so slow, and not to even cut off. They're just walking too slow to join the match. Like, that person has to have that sense of awareness. Like, he has at least 1,000 gold. At least. Use it, because you could have been the difference between winning and losing. Like, that's... It always happens, too. Always fucking happens. Because then afterwards you ask them, hey, what happened? Oh, I don't know. I'm out of speeds. You have any gold? Oh, yeah, I got plenty of gold. But they won't use it.
Yeah, or when you're locked in a battle and you see your bar being eaten and like 5 or 6 guys from your team just slow walking there, and you're like, what the heck? Just hit the speed,
Yeah, it's like,
motherfucker.
you're just like, come on, dude, speed. You're just watching us die. Come on. And then what happens? Everyone dies, and then they just walk into a wall. Like, really, dude?
Oh, there's worse. You lose the battle and then
And
they
turn around.
speed.
Yeah. Like, oh, really, dude? I don't know.
No.
The game crashed. It crashed the entire time. You went from base to base to base? No. I mean, but you know what? Those are... I don't even... You can't change that about people. Like, for, say, free-to-play players, they're not going to waste their gold, because that is all they have, is gold. You know what I mean? They're saving that gold, they're farming that gold, and they're saving it for, like, Void when they need a bubble. They don't got no more bubbles in their bag, so they're saving that gold to where they can put that 1 hour bubble on. I get it, because no one wants to get zeroed out, right? No one wants to be zeroed out. But hold on. Big Bird says I misread 5 minutes, but would make me laugh if someone magically lasts 5 minutes and all of you had to log off after 5 minutes. It's not happening. That's not happening. Everyone log off. Anyone that lasts, you heard it. So, Bird said, if anyone lasts more than 5 minutes with 621, they will automatically log off, and whoever would... I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey, Woody.
Yeah.
Pop out to the map real quick. Like you're looking at another nation.
Yeah. What nation?
Any of them. Just go to like a like globe, whatever. Anything that where you're gonna see. There, look at that right there.
Yeah, I've noticed
See
this
that
little
right in
thing
the
right
middle?
here. Yeah, I've noticed that.
That's a Haas trophy, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
the
just
head
saw
of
that.
state trophies, and that's new. I don't think that was their last head of state.
No, it wasn't. So you can see who
yeah,
your
it
head of
shows.
state winners are.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole like Globe One, being that they only have like 3 nations in the entire globe. Those 3 nations have the freaking. There's 2 of them's got the trophy. Nation 1, Nation 30, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for over there. And you got Nation 99, 113, 114, and then all these are just dead. Yeah, that's it. They should just fucking merge all these guys. Honestly,
Yep.
They should just like merge like 99 with 113. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, there's another one down there, 114.
Yeah, 114. I think we've been playing 113 and 114 in Elite War recently. 146 merged in with 170, or I'm sorry, 171 crystallization. I mean, they need to do something. They need to do something for these guys. Poor guys. Or let me ask you guys something. Those older nations, would you guys mind it just get sprinkled in throughout the entire game in any nation? Obviously, you're not going to get sprinkled into like a 1300 or 1400 because that's still brand new. But like, let's say and I know we've talked about this before. You know, it was actually an idea that Camel was thinking about doing. Pour 255. If Camel did do that, they would sprinkle 255 throughout the game. Boy, man, would that be a fucking big punch in the nuts. But you know, like nations that are dead, you know, like don't take offense, but like 99 or 113, just take their fucking nation and put like maybe 5 people in your nation and this nation and put another 5 in that nation and another 5 in this nation. Just sprinkle them in to the semi newer, semi old nations. Like I would say like 400 and up, maybe even 300 and up, because they're literally only fighting each other, and they only got so many nations in there that they're fighting. So I can imagine like 219 is probably fighting 52 over and over and over and over and over again, or 113 over and over and over again, or 285 over and over and over. That's got to get kind of boring. Yeah, Cowboy. Yeah, they should have done that. They should have done that. I think the reason why they didn't do it is because too many people because Camel does watch these shows, guys, and they hear a lot of these older nations say, "No, we don't want that. We don't want that. If they do that, we're not going to play. We're going to quit." Okay, then with that being said, then we don't want to hear you say that we need to merge. Not saying all the ancient nations say that, but a lot of them do. Don't want to hear it. If they have an idea, take it. If not, you're going to just stay where you're at. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, but let's say if they put one of those older nations with 1111 or something like that, or 1070.
Well, what I'm talking about is that let's say they pick 255. Not saying they will, but if they do, they're not going to put your entire nation there. But let's say they put 5 of you guys in from your nation in there. 5 of you go into a different nation. They split you guys up. I think that would be really good for the game. It'd suck for your alliance. It really would, because you guys have built a really good alliance, actually a really good nation. But it would be new blood between for you guys. It would again. It would.
It'd be
It
hard
would.
to pull cities out of certain alliances. I don't know how that would work, but
Well, I mean, it's easy. They would just fucking do the fucking Dragon Ball Z fucking after you make a wish thing. They put you everywhere. It would suck, but
Make a wish thing.
it would suck. Don't get me wrong, because you guys have done so much work to get what you built, but it's only going to suck for you guys. It's going to be really good for everyone else.
Well, if it's a dead nation, if they split people up and just port the cities into a different nation,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
split people up,
yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
you're not losing that much.
No, I mean, I understand 2.5. I don't think they'll do it with 255 because they're far from dead. But like all these other nations that are dead, like, well, I can't even say 229 because 229's got the thing. So they won their head of state. But like these older nations that like, fuck, I don't even 183. I don't even know who the fuck they are. I have no clue who they are. Or 246. I don't think I know who 246 is. Is that no? That's not why 229. I don't know who 229 is. I feel like all the nations that actually are still playing actually got a win from head of state. So that means that they're playing other globes. I think that'd be pretty cool if they did that. I mean, some people might not like it, but I mean, again, if you don't like it, I mean, then you're going to be stuck with where you're at right now, anyways. That's how people can not like what I just said, but I don't care. It is what it is. You want change, there's your change. You want a merge, that's fine, merge, but it's not going to be the kind of merge you want. I promise you that. You guys ruined it in the beginning of the game by getting merged too many times. Now you got to shit out of
By
luck.
the way,
Yeah.
by you just spilled a secret per se on the chat. So now we know the objective of 255 is have 100 C41s.
Oh man,
they're close though.
Yeah, I know they are. I'm gonna check them out real quick. I know they're close, but imagine they
They're
get
C39 plus.
Imagine they get that 100, and then Campbell says, "Okay, now we're gonna split you up." Can you imagine that? Oh man, talk about kicking a dick.
No, that's not happening.
For those that paid to be there, it would be amazingly shitty.
Yeah, I get that. Look at this. They're at freaking 29.
40s. Yeah.
Yeah, the 40s are just
30.
like, these are going to be.
It's never ending.
64 C40s. So within like 2 months from now, these are going to be 41s. They're going to have 64 C41s, guys.
Yeah, and if you keep going down, there's nothing below C39.
Yeah, and they probably got another 50 C39s too. It's freaking crazy. Freaking crazy.
Hey, Woody.
Yeah.
So look, I'm not against ancient nations getting a merge. I'm really not. It's just who the hell do you merge them with? Now think about it like this. Do you really want to start merging a bunch of these old nations together, which is going to make them ridiculously stronger, and then discourage all the young nations who are spending a fuck ton of money to be able to fight them? Now, I get it. Okay, if you merge ancient nations with each other, we most likely won't see them in head of states. But we're going to be seeing them in Polar. We're going to be seeing them in Wasteland. We're going to be seeing them in Elite War. Right. So I'm just saying, is it really worth the risk of reward situation with something like this?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like, they'll never get a nation. They'll never get a merge from here on out.
Old nation
with two nations anymore. The best bet that they have. I'm gonna leave 255 out of the mix because they're just too strong. The best bet that those ancient nations will have is to literally just shut the globe down and sprinkle all the players within that nation within all the nations of the game. That would be their best bet. Like, obviously, don't put a 41 in a brand new nation. Maybe put the 32s or the 25 or the farms or whatever it might be, or so on and so forth. Put them there, or if
dead nations.
I mean, you gotta understand, like the nation like 255. Although they're super strong, even if they merge with another dead nation like 111, 113, they're so fucking overpowered even at that point with that little bit of people, that one alliance that 113 is still on the freaking the Elite War top 20. Now you just add another 100 people that are freaking, they'll definitely have over 141s. That's what I'm saying. They would have to shut it if they want to merge. The only way Campbell's gonna be able to do it is sprinkle in all the players from each nation into all the other nations. Other than that, they're gonna sit where they are at. That's just, there's no way to
merge
do
them
it.
into, right, Woody? Like merge 100 into a dead 500 nation, and you keep doing that. And you kind of keep going up.
No, because you got to think, like, a 100 nation's got 9 to 12 nations in it, and they probably still have a whole 2 nations worth of active people in it. They might not say it, but I promise you they do. Nation 30, for instance, they have like 10 alliances still there that are, and like 3/4 of them are still active. If they want to, they just choose not to. They pick and choose what they want to actually participate in. GC, if they actually participated in GC and all decided to show up, they can probably win it. Like, hands down, win it.
Like active free-to-free players or actual spenders, like real players?
No, actual spenders. So Nation 30 used to be the mega nation back in the days. The mega nation. Everyone went to see because they were getting those 4 nation mergers. They were the mega nation, like how the LAC nations are right now. They were getting shit like that, like 4 nations all at one.
Do they want merges because they're bored of the same competition, or they're actually dying? Because if they're bored, then they're able to fight younger nations in KE, if that's what it is.
So they're fighting the same people. over and over again.
Well, I'm pretty sure 5, 6, 7, and 9, 10 would love to fight Nation 30. Or
They tried that. Remember when 736 had to fight 567 and 385? They tried that. Too many people around bitched about it, and they no longer did that. Now they keep it within like a 20 nation difference. If you notice that, like,
yeah. Well, then start merging the young nations more and give them the opportunity to fight those nations. You know, they got to do something. I'm just saying, if you're gonna complain to Camel, you got to at least give them some type of solution. You don't just ask them for shit, and then they're gonna probably be like, "Okay, so how do we help you?" I don't know.
give me
It's like
two.
go to
Give
your
us.
boss and you complain to your boss. At least give your boss a solution when you make the complaint, right? Like, hey, boss, what I have this idea. What do you think, right? Rather than just being like, "This is what we want. You guys fix the problem."
I mean, they technically caused the problem.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not against it, but it's just you're gonna have to convince Camel on a solution to help them, and I don't know if they're doing that.
No, there's a lot of these ancient nations are just saying merge us or we're going to stop spending. They're literally doing a whole blackmail thing, and Camel says, "I don't
We didn't.
care." Camel's literally saying, "We don't care. You guys don't spend enough money. You guys don't spend as much money as these new nations, anyways. What do we care?"
Yeah,
That's pretty much
that's
what
why
they're saying.
we told Camel we want to merge because we want to fight them, right?
And I,
That's what. Not we.
well, I know that's a shitty thing to say, but I mean, you know, from what we're seeing, that's pretty much like what we see. Like that, they don't care. It's cold, but it is what it is. Again, I think that they can't merge these ancient nations together. They'd just be they'd just be too strong. If you look at some of these, take some time one day and actually go through some of those ancient nations and look and see what kind of BP all their fucking cities have. You got like some nations that got like the top 30 people that's got like 400 million BP. How are you going to merge that into another nation with another nation that's got the top 20 people with 400 BP? You know, you can't do that. Like, definitely not. No one's definitely not going to fight you. They would have to sprinkle though. They would have to close the globe down, and for say like globe one, if they shut that down, there's like what 3 or 5 nations in it. Sprinkle those 5 nations throughout, like the players, not the entire nation, but single players throughout the entire game. That's the only way I can see them actually get some fresh meat.
Yeah, and you also take the risk of, okay, my nation just picked up a couple guys from Nation 2, and they're burning my nation down because they like Civil War, and they just remind me.
Here's the thing. So a lot of these ancient nations, they made that mistake once. Okay, they've made that mistake, and a lot of if for say if they're not going to like if they do sprinkle in whatever it is, what it is, but they'll get over it. And once they get over the whole crying that they do about it, they will definitely remember what not to do, meaning kill a nation, because they don't want to be in the same boat that they just got out of.
Is that why Kitten left Nation 2? Because they continued to be in a civil war? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I want to speak for that.
I think Kitten left Nation 2 is that they were in civil war, yes, but they weren't together. They weren't united. Hey, let me let's let him. We'll let him talk. He'll be able to tell us why he left.
I left Nation 2 because I made Barry a ridiculous offer and he matched it.
There you go. So was there a bunch of civil war down there or no? Not really.
Oh, dude, Civil War was they're still in Civil War. They're in a world war right now. They're burning everything that isn't affiliated with FFL right now. So yeah, they're in a. It's not even a civil war. It's like a world war right now.
So
it's like 2 alliances versus the world.
Let me ask you: do you think they're trying to mold their nation to get a merger?
No. FFL has more BP than most entire nations combined. They're not getting a freaking merger ever.
Imagine if they actually did try.
FFL alone has almost 11 billion BP.
Yeah, we're gonna check that out right now.
That's crazy.
Look at it. Yeah. fucking crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong. Nation 2 is a nation of freaking kittens. Like, FFL is run by like 60 players max. Just is run by about like 30 to 40. Bro is run by like 20. ATB is all second and third accounts. And GAG is like 5 players. So
Talk about an addiction.
everyone's running multiple accounts there. That's the thing. But like at the same time, if you split up Nation 2, if 5 players from Nation 2 got into another nation, there most likely would be a civil war within 6 months and everyone would burn.
And Kitten, I thought I had a problem.
I don't
with
know about
mine
that,
too.
man. I don't know about that, man, because like I'm looking at their officer powers and their top guy is kind of he's only at like 2,200 flat with his stats.
Power means nothing when you know how to fight.
And I get that. I do get that. But if they
because we took FFL on, we took them straight on from FYC, and we didn't have a quarter of their power, and we absolutely trounced them. And then we've also done the same thing to 219. We've done the same thing to 52. We did the same thing to 30 in their prime. Like power, like people don't get like when you fight a civil war nation, like power doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because
no, I
they
get
know
it.
how to fight. They know how to attack on time zones. They know how to watch your hive and know your times. They know how to separate out the larger players from an attack. They know all the shit. And that's why they're also a bitch in KE. Because the only difference between a civil war and KE is the point system.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you merged N2 with somebody, there will be a civil war. Unless you have someone like 5, 6, 7 there that has like 20 whales that can eat.
Like Chaos Queen just said, people want it. Just break shit. Don't matter. Yeah, you're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Literally,
But
like
but they,
last Civil War started over an unmarked C-26
right. But
being hit to clear the red zone, and it started a year and a half Civil War.
right.
Like that's the kind of shit we're dealing with.
But Kit, what I'm saying is like let's just say if Camel says, okay, this number 1 and this and Fox, and then we go down the list and unknown, we're just gonna put them in like Nation 425. Those 3 people, and only those 3 people from the number 2. So if they try to start civil war, you got freaking league guys gonna say, all right, dude, you want to try to fuck our shit up? Now we're gonna zero you out eventually.
Yeah, they're not. No, it won't happen.
And that's well, I'm just saying.
It won't happen. Like you could even put a bot on them to track when their bubbles drop, and you
Right.
won't get them.
But what I'm saying is like that's what I mean, the kind of merge that I can see that's happening. I'm not seeing a whole nation being merged down there. That's not happening. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm just saying, like, if they were to do it to like 219 or 52 or 72, I could see it being nice. But at the same time, like Nation 2, Nation 33, was it 176? Like those are true Civil War nations where even 1 or 2 accounts getting into a nation can cause some massive shenanigans.
I mean, yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Maybe they get ported in other nations that like Civil War then.
Yeah, the thing is like it'd almost be better to merge Globe 1 and Globe 2 upwards into say like the 5 and 600s because it would be more likely that they would give up their real estate for activity before starting Civil War. Whereas if you separate them out, like they're more likely to go into a civil war because they will care less and they will want the power. That's just Globe 1 mentality. I've been playing here for 7 years. I know better. You're going to follow where I'm going to burn.
Is
And
it
you don't
so?
really get out of that. You don't really get out of that mentality until you reach 255.
Well, so maybe they just need to put them against 255 and Void a little bit more, and then allow bubbles to drop and see how it changed. I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't do that.
Hey, if I was fighting 255 more, I would probably be in Nation 2 still. But like I said, I got moved out of Nation 2 because I made an offer to Barry and Barry matched it. And that's why I went to 385.
I mean, you can't really, yeah, you can't beat that. But I want to check out Nation 30. It's been a while since I've checked them out. Yeah, they got 32 41s. Up to 59 40s. And I think the rest are all 39s. I could be wrong. Yeah, the rest are all 39s.
Imagine quitting this game, Woody, a couple years ago, and you come back now and you look at the shop and you're just like, yeah, never mind. What is all this shit? The fuck is all this shit I gotta buy? Yeah, I'm done.
Or seeing all these freaking things right here. What are all these events? Fuck that. It is what it is. Well, I mean, Civil War nations need to go into other Civil War nations then, and they can just play, circle jerk each other, I guess. Yes, I did just say circle jerk.
Like if they came to 785, I'd be fine. Like I would take Nation 2 into 785 all day.
But you just said that they're in World War. I mean, what if they don't
Yes,
want? What if they
but
don't
you
want?
also got to remember that I was the R6 of that nation. And while I was R6 in that nation, they had 6 months of peace. And then I left.
Well, who's
If
this?
also you go into Nation, if you also go into Nation 2, you'll see that every other farm is burning except for mine.
I mean, that's fair. I wonder this though. I wonder this: how? What if they don't want to listen to you because you did leave, and then you put them all in 785, and they're just like, we don't care about you anymore. You banded us.
No, I still chat with people from Nation 2.
Gotcha.
Like I still get invites back. Like if I wanted to right now, I can go to FFL. I could be driving 8 C40s.
Gotcha.
It,
Eight C40 kittens.
yeah, like I can do that if I want to, but it's not as much fun down there.
Well, I mean, it is,
But
guys.
at the same time, if Nation 2 merged into 785, yeah, there'd be civil war. There'd be constant civil war. But at the same time, the real threats in the nation would not be threats.
But 8 C41s would stop being kittens. They would be a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, that'd be lions at that point. But yeah, but it's the thing is like Nation 2 is very volatile. It is a very, very crazy nation, but there is a lot of respect between a lot of the top fighters that have gone through Civil War together. So it's like it's a give and take a lot, but also like having the right player base to deal with them is also what you got to do. Like I know how to deal with Nation 2, and therefore it doesn't intimidate me if they came up. Whereas like another nation that is, hasn't had a civil war since their creation, they're not going to be able to handle that shit.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, let's just hope Camo fixes something. I do like that new event that they have, and I think that's gonna bring a lot of nations or a lot of people, players, very super excited to play it. But yeah, I think we talked about pretty much everything we need to talk about for today. So I am gonna end the stream, guys, and go to sleep.